Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Tiger Stadium for tonight's ball game. It's playoff time, boys. Georgetown, the Eagles are on the road to take on the Dripping Springs Tigers. I'm Wally Harmon, alongside in the booth, Kelly DeVoll, and we got the guest with us tonight. Glad to have him. Joshua Harris on board with us, and then Doppler Diamond Dave, the hose dragon firefighter, Dave England on the sidelines with us tonight as well. So the full gamut, guys, as we're here. My wife running the computer, the scoreboard for us, but we can't ask for much better. It's football weather, and it's playoff time, and Georgetown has some business to take care of.
They do. And, after last week, talked to Coach, which we'll play Coach's interview in just a little bit. The mistakes that were made last week were really mistakes that Georgetown made and wasn't something that Weiss forced. So easily fixable, but you got to fix it, especially against a quality team, undefeated team in Dripping Springs tonight.
Josh Harris, you joined us tonight in the booth. Man, it's so good to have you back. You did many games with Rob and with Carl and different groups. And, man, I'm honored to have you in here with us tonight. Your thoughts? You're back in the Georgetown Eagle Blue. It's good to see you tonight. Welcome to the booth. What do these Eagles have to do, Josh?
Well, let me just say thank you. I was driving here, and after reaching out to Kelly just the other day and say, hey, I'm done with Florence. We've wrapped the season, missed the playoffs by just one game, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to reach out to Kelly, and I'm going to ask him if I could come and join y'all for this playoff game. And he said, you better get down there. And then you last night said, hey, man, you better believe it. So I'm excited. Thank you for the opportunity to come back and be a part of Eagle football tonight. And, of course, been watching this season and still praying with Coach every Friday and all those things. And so I'm excited. And, yeah, tonight's it's a new ball. It's a new season. And we always look at playoffs like that. It is starts right now, and doesn't matter what the regular season looks like. Tonight we can make a statement, and just like Kelly said, just don't do those mistakes that are not needed and uncalled for. Dave, so thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, and we're glad you're here. Dave, you're down on the sideline. What's it like tonight out on the field? The weather, it looks to be perfect, a cool fall evening. What's it like down on the field?
Wally, Kelly, it's absolutely beautiful. It's 59 degrees. The wind's north at 7 miles an hour. This is a beautiful facility, Tiger Stadium, almost brand new facility, turf field. Georgetown's in the blue playoff jerseys, white jerseys with their names on the back, silver helmets, and Dripping Springs is all marooned out. So it's going to be a fun time out here in Dripping Springs. Hope everybody's able to make it. If you can't make it, we're sure glad you joined us on the live stream.
Georgetown comes into the ball game 5-5 on the season, 4-3 in district play. The deceiving thing about that, Kelly, I think you would agree, is you start 1-4 on the season, 4 losses by 4 points apiece. 16 points separated you from being 5-0 possibly. You go 1-4, and this team responded to the coaches, and they went on a 4-game run, one of the longer winning streaks in the district outside of course, the champions Weiss. But this team is a hidden gem.
Right.
That 1-4 start, very deceiving against the talent they faced off against.
Yeah, and we've seen some quality football come out. Really, last week against Weiss was the worst game they played all season. So, again, easily fixable, but there's so much talent on this football team that if we play the game that I know we're capable of playing, we can beat anybody. But it's a matter of putting it all together. Tonight, first round of the playoffs, you've got a lot of inexperienced players that haven't had a playoff setting. So tonight we find out what they can do.
But a Dripping Springs team that comes in 10-0 on the year, 7-0 in district. They're Josh, you were mentioning it before. They finished the regular season really on a lucky win, 32-31 against a Seguin Matador team. And so you wonder, were they going, hey, we've already won this? They were in a battle. Buda Johnson was the only loss of their season was to Dripping Springs in an abusing fashion. But then Dripping Springs struggled against Seguin.
Yeah, so I was talking to y'all just a little bit earlier. When I spoke to the team last Friday, we were talking about some things, and it wasn't an attitude of, oh, we're already in, so this game doesn't matter. It was just kind of like, well, everybody expects us to lose anyway. And I was like, let's don't think like that. Take momentum into the playoffs, regardless if you need this game to get in or not. Prove to everyone that you are. And this is a good football team. Like you said, that those losses in the beginning were just – boy, they were close. And then the way they responded. So this is really, I know this is a good football team that we're playing in Dripping Springs tonight, but this is a good Georgetown football team. They've got some things that they're still growing into with this team, but this can be a very, very competitive ball game tonight. And I think it's going to be, I think the mindset's going to be, we can do something here in Dripping Springs tonight.
And I agree with that because maybe we shook the rust off now. We got that loss out of our system. Coach Griffin talked about it at the coach's show on Wednesday night. The guys responded well in practice. And it's not the pressures on the defense. And this is one thing Coach said the other night that it just blew my mind, and I love about Coach Griffin. It's not the pressure on the offense to perform. It's not the pressure on the defense to perform. It's this team comes out and handles business as a whole. No one has to show off or do anything great. They just have to do their jobs as a team, and everyone help everybody.
Well, and tonight for Georgetown, this is where it's going to start up front on the defense. Carson Guido, number 15 at defensive end, Michael Valenta, the nose, and Brandon Stovall. Those guys are going to have to contain this running game for Dripping Springs. And then whenever you look at the linebackers, Ian Lewis and A.J. Bradshaw, those guys are going to have to contain the run. If we can't contain the run, it's going to be a very long night, and we can't turn the ball over.
The Preston Alford, the running back, the big senior running back for the Georgetown Eagles, or for the Dripping Springs Tigers, will be a force to be reckoned with. Austin Novosad, the quarterback, he'll be a force to be reckoned with. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards. This offense is a dynamic offense that can play in any different situations. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. In a defense that's only given up 19.9 points a game in district, 22.2 points a game overall in the year. The Dripping Springs defense is a solid defense. I believe they have not faced an offense like this offense that can put points on the board just nonstop. When they're clicking and they're running, you've got the three running backs that you see the most, Devin Ross, Andrew Petter, and the Moose. I got to talk to Devin Ross and the Moose, and the thing they kept saying that stuck out to me, Kelly, on Wednesday night was this offensive line's creating holes for us, and it's our job to hit them. But there's times that Devin and Petter and even Moose almost come to a complete stop on the field, let that hole develop, and then it's another gear. And they praise that offensive line.
Well, we talked early in the season about the offensive line and the difficulties that they were having with the lack of experience. But with the lack of experience, that's gone away now. This offensive line is gelled, and tonight they're going to have to protect Darson. They're going to have to open the lanes for the running game. And tonight, Darson has to protect the football. And last week we saw some uncharacteristic turnovers from this offense, which hasn't happened. So you got to hope Darson is going to shake that off this week and hand that ball off to Devin and to Andrew and let those guys run the football.
Something tells me this offense turns in a different page that we haven't seen. I think we're going to see a lot of dump passes. I think we're going to see some screens and different looks to get the ball in the hands of Andrew Petter in his shiftiness when he gets outside. I think you're going to see some hard running from Devin Ross and the Moose, but I think Darson Harmon controls this running game. Reading it like the other night we were talking about a couple weeks ago against Pflugerville, it was like, Darson needs to keep a couple of these run-pass options, and the very next play, Darson kept it for like a 37-yard run, and it was like, that's the offense that if you have to keep them guessing between four different weapons on the ground, much less you talk about two sophomore receivers in Drayden Dickman and Marquise Dominguez that are phenomenal assets on the outside. Daring is out there. There's a lot of weapons on this offense as well. You can point to Dripping Springs all you want. They average 51 points a game all year. So what? Georgetown averaged 47 in district, 44 overall. They put up points when they had to do it. Only one game do you really think back and see they held to about 17 points, 14 points against or 17 points against Liberty Hill. And so this offense has the ability to open it up and to make things happen. And to put the pressure on Dripping Springs defense.
One of the things that you saw this season when you're comparing the districts is Hendrickson beat Cedar Park. And then Hendrickson wound up not even making the playoffs. There were some close games between the bottom-tier teams and the top-tier teams in our district. and you didn't really have you had more separation in District 12 than you had in District 11. So it's going to be interesting to see how that translates tonight on the field, to see if it really is an issue or if it's 16, 17, 18-year-old kids on Friday nights playing ball and making mistakes here and there.
Dave, what do you have for us? It looks like they got the coin toss knocked out of the way. They'll do it for show right before the game. What do you have down there?
They did. We saw the two coaches come together at the end zone down there, and they had the pregame coin toss to get that out of the way. Dripping Springs won the toss and deferred, so Georgetown will get the ball to start the game, according to Coach Griffin.
So this offense will have the opportunity to go to work early. We saw that at Weiss last week. Weiss said, we won the toss, we'll take the ball, and they went down and put up 7 right away. We come back, about to put 7 on the board on the fumble right at the 1-yard line. And so it all started early for this team. But one thing Coach Griffin talked about, guys, 21-0, and this team didn't give up.
In the worst game of the season, they put 600 yards on the board.
On the best team in the district.
Best team in the district. So if we hang on to the football, Dripping Springs is a quality team, and I'm not saying this entire game hinges on what Dripping Springs does, but a big portion of it hinges on whether or not we hang on to the football. If we do, I don't know that there are very many defenses in this state that can stop the offense, but our defense has to make some stops as well.
Turnovers, and special teams will play a huge key.
Huge.
4 turnovers and a kickoff return for a touchdown for Weiss last week, and the Eagles dropped the game by 21. Kelly, you had a chance to talk to Coach Griffin earlier in the week. Let's go to him. Let's go to that interview, and then we'll come back and do some more pregame. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football here on SHN Sports, brought to you by the Georgetown Eagle Booster Club on GeorgetownFootball.com.
We welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pre-countdown to kickoff, Coach Chuck Griffin. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Kelly, good to be here.
Hey, Coach, tough loss, but, you look back at the game and a couple of mistakes eliminated here and there. It's a different game.
Yeah, you can't turn the ball over offensively. I mean, it's one of those games. Games are always like that. We can't turn the ball over 4 times. We gave up 4 touchdowns on a simple screen, and you can't do that. You can't give up special teams touchdowns. So, they were a really good football team, the most athletic team we played. They were the best football team we played. They were coached well. They're athletic, had a good plan all the way around. They were the best football team we played, and we didn't play our best. We still had 600 yards of offense, but you can't turn the ball over. We made some stops there in the second half, but we got to make more of those in the first half, So, it was a disappointing loss. Always, you hate to lose. Like nobody that's coach wants to lose. So you hate to do that, but proud of our kids the way they played. We're down 21-0 there, and we kind of faltered for a little bit, and I called them off to the side and made them run off the field, make sure their helmets were on, and kind of challenged them to, we're going to test your character. How are you going to play now? What are you going to do? And I was proud of the way they responded.
Did you see those heads starting to hang a little bit?
Yeah, sure. That's typical human behavior, right? To see that. And, that was the concern at the point of the year when we're 1-4. Like, how do we respond? What do we do? Do we let this thing turn into a 1-9, or how do we come together as a team? And I challenged them then, and I did the same thing the other night, when we're down and challenged them. They came back and played better and did some good stuff. So this team has a lot of character, and they've been through a lot, as they've developed this year. And so proud of where they are and what we're doing, and that we're in the playoffs and we get a chance to go win every week.
Yeah, and it's gold football season now. Yeah. When we had talked earlier, and last week we even talked about, keeping the attitude focused, the mentality there. How has, since you go through that tough loss this week, how has this week gone in your practices?
It's been a good week of practice. Kids have responded well and to what we're doing. And, I challenge the seniors. You're guaranteed 3 days of practice. Man, that's all you got. You're guaranteed one more game. You want more, you got to win. And I think that's pretty tough to hear, when you're a senior. All of a sudden you get that last game, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, man, this is almost over. And so, we challenged them from that standpoint this week. Challenge them, just that everything has to arrive to an elite level of preparation. You got to practice harder. You got to practice faster. You got to prepare better. You got to do a better job of doing your scouting report. You've got to watch more film. You've got the level of intensity has increased in these games because only the best teams are left. So our level of preparation has to increase. The way that we prepare physically, mentally, spiritually, all of that has to increase at this time so that we're ready to go for the rest of the season.
So on the sidelines during a game like that, you see the coaches coaching and talking to players, and who are the players that are stepping up in that circumstance to push these guys forward?
Really our seniors, our leadership council is doing a good job. Our seniors are doing a good job. And sometimes it's just a simple, just redirect their focus. We talked a lot about this week. We spent some time on it yesterday. An average game is about 3 hours long. Average plays about 4.5 seconds. That comes out to roughly about 13 minutes of that 3 hours is physical play. 167 minutes is standing around. So what do you do in that 167 minutes? How do you handle failure? How do you handle a response of what comes next? How do you handle good official calls, bad official calls, being up by 21, being down by 21? How do you handle that in that 167 minutes mentally and physically? What does your body language look like? So we talked a lot about that this week. About what do you do during that time, and that's going to be the difference in a playoff when really we feel like we really match up well to Dripping Springs. 3 games there over our history, and there's never been more than a 7-point game. We feel like we're really pretty close. The record might not show that, but that's what we feel like. And the team that's going to win is going to do the best job in the 167 minutes they're standing around. Obviously the field counts, and that's important too, but it's going to be a tight game. So What do you do with that 167 minutes? That's really important.
Well, I'm looking at both team schedules and results. There's a big potential for a lot of points put on the board this week. Let's talk about Dripping Springs. Their District 12 opponent, district champions, undefeated on the season, ranked 6th in the state. I don't know that they have – there's some good football teams in their district, but I don't know if top to bottom it matches our district.
Yeah, their district is a little top heavy. They've got a couple of teams at the top that are really good, and the rest don't fare quite as well. So their district is a little bit top heavy. They're a good quality opponent. Coach Zimmerman and those guys do a fantastic job getting their players ready. Like I said, it's been a knockdown, drag out game every year we played them. Whether Coach McBride was there, or Coach Zimmerman was there, it's kind of game it's been. It's always been a 1-possession game. So those guys do a fantastic job getting them ready, and they're going to be ready to play. They're 10-0. They're riding high, and that speaks a lot. When you're 10-0, you're pretty confident. Confident teams tend to play well. So we've got to be hungry and go out there and do a good job and take care of the Georgetown Eagles on Friday.
So offensively, they're able to put a lot of points on the board, and they have this season. How do you attack their offense defensively? I'm not asking for your scheme. But
you just got to play well. You got to tackle. That we struggled with that the other night. We didn't tackle great in space, and we're going to have to do that. They got a good quarterback in Noah Sod, and tailback is really good. They've got 4 receivers that are pretty good. They don't have the really big stud they had on the outside like last year, but they do have good receivers. So they're going to score points. I mean, that's what they do. They've done a good job of that all season. So. We're going to have to get a couple stops, get a stop a quarter and come out with a few stops on the game. And then offensively, we've got to score. We got to put points on the board. And they're going to be really sound. They line up really well defensively. They tackle well. First guy to the ball usually does a pretty good job of tackling. So we've got to do a good job of scheming and planning and making sure we do a good job of executing that plan on Friday.
It seems like with Dripping Springs, kind of like with Manor, they don't have really that standout kind of guy, but they have some really good athletes that seem to work well together.
I think Manor had a lot of standout guys.
Yeah.
so they got a bunch of D1 guys. They Nova Side, the quarterback, does a good job, and he's going to be a college football player. The running back is really good. He's going to be a college football player. I think really where probably they match up different than us is they're bigger up front, defensively and offensively than us. Receiver-wise, it's pretty even. Quarterback-wise, different style, but really pretty even. Running backs, they've got one really good one. We've got three we feel really good about, So, all of that's pretty even. I think the biggest difference is defensive line and offensive line is they're just bigger. I think that's where they probably have a little bit of advantage over us.
So how do you beat that? With speed or?
Yeah, you got to beat that with a plan. I mean, you got to fill gaps and make tackles defensively. You got to make sure you're trying to put pressure on the quarterback by trying to get an extra hat to the ball, those kind of things. And offensively, we just got to create ways to get the ball on the perimeter, get pushed when we can and where we can. And our scheme lends itself to handling that. I would say that we probably do a little better job against big, strong offensive linemen than maybe fast, quick offensive linemen. Just scheme wise. So, I think we're going to be okay from that standpoint.
Well, when you put 600 yards on a team like Weiss, that seems to indicate we eliminate the mistakes on our side of the football, and then you got a chance against anybody.
Sure. I think so. I think, one of those was two of those were fumbles and just a little bit of bad ball security. The other ones were interceptions, and Darce probably got a little bit excited about being down. We were playing from behind in that game, and quarterbacks, leaders do that sometimes. They want to push and just didn't throw, a couple of good balls there and kind of force the ball. And we can't make those mistakes this week. We got to make sure that we're sound, take what they're going to give us, and have long drives and go score points.
Well, and I guess the silver lining to that cloud is that's very uncharacteristic of the offense.
Sure. Yeah, it is. We've been really good at ball security this year. I mean, really, we haven't put the ball on the ground very much. We haven't had much of that. We haven't had many interceptions. We have not. We've done a really good job of that. Darson and our offense have done a really good job of that. So that was uncharacteristic of us. Part of it's a great plan. Part of it's being behind and the way that you're playing when you're behind. This week we got to concentrate on us and doing things right, taking care of the football, putting the ball in the end zone, making tackles when we can, lining it up correctly, all those kind of things.
Well, we're looking forward to a really good ball game against a really good Dripping Springs team. But I've said before, I think this is a really good Georgetown team too, even though the record doesn't say necessarily that. But high-powered offense. Looking forward to it, Coach. How about players of the week from last week?
Players of the week, defensive line was Carson Gatto with 6 tackles. Linebacker of the week was Bryson Hanks. He had 7 tackles and a pass breakup. Defensive back of the week was Leo Diaz again. He had 4 solo tackles, 3 assisted, and 3 pass breakups. Our House of Pain defensive player of the week was Jesse Avila, had 9 tackles on the night. Our running back of the week was Andrew Petter. He had 4 carries for 63 yards and 4 receptions for 35 yards. Wide receiver was Hayden Deering with 2 catches for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both of those are really incredible catches.
Oh, yeah.
Offensive lineman of the week was Jacob Weisheimer, graded out the top. And then our unit of the week this week was our backfield, just our quarterbacks, our running backs. We thought they did a good job. Our tight end did a really good job all the way around. And then our Code Blue player of the week was Drayden Dickman with 7 catches for 106 yards and a touchdown.
Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. We know you're busy. It's playoff season, but we appreciate your time joining us.
Thanks, Kelly.
Countdown to kickoff. Folks, that's head coach Chuck Griffin. The countdown to kickoff continues. Stay with us.
And we're back here up in the booth. Coach Griffin, Kelly, you had a good talk with him. Coach Griffin seems optimistic about this game.
He does, and that's kind of what struck me. After the performance last week, I would be worried if I were in his spot, but he doesn't seem worried. Said they had a good week of practice, and he recognized that the mistakes that were made last week very fixable. And if we do that, I think Coach Griffin honestly thinks that we can beat these guys tonight.
Let's take a quick timeout. We'll pay some bills with Bally Sports and play some of a couple of their commercials. We'll come back and we'll go over, each of us give our keys to the game and what the Eagles have to do tonight against the Dripping Springs Tigers. Be back with more Eagle football here on SHN.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
Guys, we're with head coach Chuck Griffin. Congratulations, first round of playoffs. How's it feel playing in November, second week?
It's great. Anytime you make the Texas 5A playoffs is a great thing.
What can we expect to see out of Dripping Springs tonight?
A good football team, undefeated on the year. They got a good quarterback, good running back. Man, they're great tacklers. They're a good, well-coached football team. Coach Zimmerman does a good job.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Oh, you heard it there, Kelly. I think it's pretty simple. They're a good football team.
Yeah.
They're going to be they're well coached. Dripping Springs is a well coached program, and these kids are have a lot to play for. There's a lot of youth on this team, though. If you look at a lot of their players, you have a lot of juniors on this team and some sophomores in starting positions, and so it's still a young team. Some of these players may not have played last year. Freshmen that are now sophomores are now junior that may not have got their opportunities. As the Dripping Springs Tigers come out of their inflatable, the Dripping Springs Tigers will be in all maroon tonight, like Dave said. Maroon pants, maroon jerseys, and maroon helmets. White numerals outlined in gold. Maroon and gold, the colors of the Dripping Springs Tigers. The stadium, a beautiful stadium here in Dripping Springs. An all turf field. Right in the middle is a big tiger paw with DS in the bottom half of it. Tigers in both end zones. Maroon end zones with white lettering outlined in gold. Your Georgetown Eagles as they get ready to come out in the playoff. Blue pants, white jerseys, blue numerals outlined in silver, and the silver helmets. They get ready to come out with the Texas flag, the United States flag, and the Come and Take It flag as you hear the Dripping Springs band in the background. The Georgetown band still making their way into the stands. Let's take another quick timeout. We'll come back, be ready to go to pregame, our kickoff video, and to live kickoff. You're listening to SHN Sports on our Georgetown football on SHN Sports.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. The light shines on local students making their mark.
We grind as brothers, and we won as brothers today.
We just have each other's backs no matter what.
See what it takes to be the best in class. High School Spotlight, Sunday on Valley Sports Southwest.
SHN Sports would like to thank TXB Convenience Market for hosting the Georgetown Eagle Coaches Show. TXB is an upscale restaurant-style convenience market. Our brand is rooted in and was built upon 3 Texan values: hospitality, integrity, and authenticity. We're famous for our fresh tenders and tacos. TXB is open 24/7 and we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come see us and taste what TXB is all about. Our fun-friendly team is always serving up a big Texas welcome at 1402 Williams Drive in Georgetown, Texas.
And the Dripping Springs Choir gets ready to perform the national anthem. We'll keep Dave on the sideline. We'll keep his mic live and try to bring you the national anthem. And then we'll be back for kickoff. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports.
Alex Angus. And now, the Dripping Springs High School Chamber Choir and our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, with so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh,
And we're back here as they do the official coin toss. We know the Dripping Springs will defer. The Georgetown Eagles will get the opening kick, boys. And to think, first off and foremost, before we even start this game, we have to give a big thank you to Dripping Springs. They have been everything you could dream of in a gracious and a wonderful host.
Yes.
Accommodating, and so we are very appreciative. I didn't expect anything less since I grew up and went to school here from first grade up and through my sophomore year of high school. This is home. But, boys, it's time for Georgetown Eagles to put a whooping on.
It is. And we're going to start with the offense that since Georgetown's going to have the football to start the game, we will introduce the starting lineups for Georgetown's offense. Robert Schweitzer is the right tackle. He's number 77. He's a senior. Number 52, Nick Fisher, is the right guard. Nick's a senior. 65, Broden Elliott, the center, is a junior. 50, Jacob Weisheimer is the left guard. He's a sophomore. And number 78, Jeremiah Phillips, is the left tackle. He's a senior. Drayden Dickman, number 6, is a wide receiver. He's a junior. And Marcus Dominguez, number 25, is the other receiver on the opposite side from him. He's a junior. Two slot receivers are number 22, Andrew Petter, a sophomore, and slot receiver Hayden During, number 14, a senior. Devin Ross is the running back. He's a senior wearing number 32. Number 16, Tyler Hawkins, is the fullback. And Darson Herman, number 8, the senior quarterback, will be the starting quarterback for your Eagles tonight.
Dave, what's it like on the atmosphere on the sideline there?
I'll tell you what, the team, when they run on the field, they're pumped up, they're excited, they're ready for round 1 of the playoffs. And the band's warming up, and we're about ready to kick off. Georgetown, like you said, is going to receive the ball.
Guys,
go ahead, Kelly.
I'm sorry. Let me say a quick thank you to the Georgetown Football Booster Club for hosting this video broadcast on the website. We had to jump through hoops with the UIL to get it, but we got it, and if we advance, we'll have it next week as well. And also to the Bearded Wonder for supplying the photos that you see on the slides.
Josh, keys to the victory. What do the Eagles have to do tonight?
I think we got to just start like tonight is the first game of the season. Take all the knowledge, all the experience that we have gathered for this through this season, and make tonight with power and strength coming out on offense. No mistakes, no turnovers, and this Eagle football team can beat this Dripping Springs team tonight. But they're going to have to just give it all they've got because this is a good team they're facing.
Javier Ortega puts it into play, and he kicks it into the end zone. So the touchback starts us out. Georgetown will have the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Middle of the field. 12 minutes left in the first quarter, boys. It's time to play ball.
I'm excited for this game. It's going to be very interesting to see how the team responds to that loss last week.
So 1st and 10 from the 25. Darson Herman with Devin Ross offset to his left side. 3 receivers right, none left. That was Dickman in the backfield. He goes wide. 4 receivers right, wide. Shotgun to Herman. He rolls out to the right side. Passes on the run. He floats it down. The catch made at the 40, but he's ruled out of bounds. It drifted just enough to keep Dickman unable to make the catch in bounds, and so it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Totally different play call you've seen all year. Now Devin Ross in the backfield.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of different looks tonight that we haven't seen all season.
I think the wind got underneath that one a little bit, and the accuracy just wasn't quite there due to that north wind at 7.
Now you got Marquise Dominguez split left. Devin Ross to the right side of Herman, man in motion. Here's Tyler Hawkins. He goes to the right side of the line. Shotgun snap back to Herman. He's going to keep it up to the 25. Hits a man, goes forward, and the pile pushes forward about 5 yards on 2nd down. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. A good run there by Herman, and it shortens up your 3rd. It's actually be about 4.5. They're just inside the 31.
Good determined run there by Darson, and that's what you want to see, him get kind of upset about that loss last week and put that on the field tonight.
3rd and 4 is what they're going to call it at the 31-yard line. Herman has the Moose offset to his right. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Shotgun snap back to Herman. Quick pass on the slant. Caught 35, 40, 45, and dragging a man forward all the way up to almost a 50-yard line. Who was that catch? That's, of course, Andrew Petter. And it'll be a borrow from Morrow 1st down. Quickly back to the line. Go the Eagles. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. 11 minutes left here in first quarter.
First down and 10 for the Eagles from the 49.
Snap and a little pitch pass to Dickman around the right end across midfield. Makes a man miss. 45, 40. Gets pushed down about the 35-yard line. Nice play there. The pass complete to Dickman all the way up to the 35 of Dripping Springs. It'll be another first down.
This is a totally different looking drive than you saw the first drive last week, Wally. If you remember, we went 3 and out
16
in that first drive last week.
First down and 10.
And that was a little pitch play. Harmon flips forward to Dickman on the kind of the jet sweep. It's ruled a pass. And a good job there by Dickman. Broke one tackle and gets up about 15 yards. First and 10 from the 35-yard line. And now some line motion. The big package going to the right side as Jeremiah Phillips moved to the right end, and they'll fake the handoff. And now a little swing pass out to the left side, but it's overthrown over the head of Daring. And it'll be incomplete and bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles.
Again, another look that you haven't seen. Big number 78 rolling out there in motion, just switching sides. He's not going in motion to catch a pass, but Jeremiah Phillips moving over to that right side from his normal left side tackle position, and Jeremiah's done a great job this year.
And Phillips, we'll go over some of that at halftime. Some of the players starting to get offers from different schools. And Jeremiah Phillips, one of those. Now the man in motion moves to the backfield. 3 receivers left, none right. Fake the handoff, fake the swing pass. Now Herman's going to keep it right up the middle, 35. And the pile pushes forward up to the 30-yard line. That's a big 5-yard gain right there on 2nd down when it almost looked like a busted play. And Herman turned it into a 5-yard gain.
You're seeing some determination from Darson out there. He's running the ball a little differently than he did last week. He's putting that shoulder down and driving those legs. Last week he seemed a little hesitant, but this week you don't see that.
Definitely hearing the click and the clack as he's hitting some maroon there.
Now Devin Ross, the far receiver on the left side here on the near sideline. 3 receivers left, 2 right. Herman all alone in the backfield in the shotgun. Stands at the 35. Now Petter in motion. Fake the handoff. Now Petter up the middle, keeps it. The pile pushes forward, and he stops about the 28-yard line. So it's going to bring up 4th and 3 now for the Eagles.
You're seeing something very interesting. The corner for Dripping Springs moved right up onto Dickman to knock him off of his route. And you haven't seen that a lot this season. Teams have let him attack them. So if Dickman beats that, he's wide open.
Now here comes Daring. Yeah, and early, you're right, Dave. A big 4th down early in the ball game. 9:07 on the clock left in the first quarter. 2 receivers left, 2 right. 4th down and 3 from the 28 of Dripping Springs. Moose offset in the left of Herman in the backfield. Shotgun snap will come back to Herman. He drops back and looking for a pass. The quick out to Dickman, caught inside the 25, down to about the 23. Another first down, and the Eagles pick up a big 4th down conversion. Josh, that's what you want on your first drive of the game.
This is exactly how the Eagles needed to come out and start. Put your last week behind you, come out fast and hard, and do not let off the gas.
1st and 10 from the 22 of Dripping Springs. The drive started at the Eagle 25. They are pushing it down now inside 9 minutes on the clock in the first quarter. Petter in motion right side. Pistol formation, fake the handoff, roll out, kick it out to Petter. Just outside of his grip. He had some room to run, and he had a block on the outside there from Tyler Hawkins.
Boy, that was there.
Incomplete pass. Just a little bit, thrown a little bit, let him a little too much.
Yeah. Darson, what's funny is whenever Darson rolls out like that, there's got to be some times where he's chuckling to himself because he sees what he wants to see, how he wants to see it.
Well, the 10th play of the drive comes. 2nd and 10 from the 22 of Dripping Springs. Pistol formation, Petter in the backfield behind Herman. 1 receiver right, that's Dominguez. 2 receivers left, Daring and Dickman. Now Petter moves left side of Herman in the backfield. Shotgun snap back to Herman. Quick drop, quick pass, and it's batted down.
Oh, we got to protect that football, gentlemen.
Woo! Looked like number 4, Parker Cook.
3rd down.
Is that right, Dave?
Yes, number 4 tipped it at the line.
Yeah, he got that. That's that old school defensive line play. If you can't beat your guy, get your hands up. And that knocked that down. So big 3rd down right here.
3rd and 10 from the 22 of Dripping Springs. 8:43 left in the first quarter. Something you don't see a lot of from this Georgetown offense all year is long drives. They've taken it. Usually it's a quick strike offense. Doing a good job here as they push towards 4 minutes in this possession. Now you got the Moose in motion. He'll go to the backfield, swing to the right side. Harmon looking to the right side, the little wheel route. Moose catches it inside the 15 to about the 12, make it the 11, another first down.
Nice.
And what a play, the wheel route there by the Moose.
Yeah, on that wheel route, that ball was a little bit behind him, so he made a really good catch off of his hip, off his left hip, and was able to get the first down. So great drive going.
I tell you what, Josh, you couldn't ask for anything better. A 4th down conversion and a 3rd and 10.
Oh, my goodness. We're at, what, four first downs now just to start this first drive? This is the start the Eagles wanted tonight. They need to score here.
Now the first run to a running back. Devin Ross gets the handoff inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 8-yard line. A gain of 3 on first down. We're inside the red zone. It'll be 2nd and 7 now from the 8. They can pick up a first down, Kelly. That's key there as Moose went down at the 11. So now a first down can be gained at the 1, just inside the 1, so it doesn't have to be a touchdown necessarily here to keep the drive alive.
Well, with that run like that, you're hoping to suck those linebackers in more towards the line to fill the gaps in the line instead of going out on some of the pass patterns. You want to keep them in close, and I think that's what that run was intended to do.
Pattern in motion out of the backfield to the left. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Harmon to the right, and he's going to run it wide open. 5-yard line, runs over a man. Touchdown, Georgetown.
Oh, what a great run.
Darson Harmon looked back and then just decided it's a touchdown time, and he ran over the defender, pushed him into the end zone, and Georgetown strikes first in the ball game.
Big drive for the Eagles. Coming up with points to start off. You've put last week away. And it is the first round of the playoffs in gold football season, gentlemen.
That is the start those Eagle players needed right there to build that confidence.
The extra point attempt, the Minuteman press extra point attempt by Carson Saucedo is up and good. Tucker Griffin took the snap, got the hold down, and the Eagles take the early lead 7-0. Quick timeout. Back with more Georgetown Eagle football here on SHN Sports. Georgetown Eagles put it up. A 7-point lead for the Eagles on the first possession of the ball game. And what an opportunity there. They went just at 4 minutes and 9 seconds. The Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club drive summary. 13 plays, gentlemen, 75 yards, 4:09 on the clock came off. And it's capped off by an 8-yard touchdown run by your quarterback, Darson Harmon.
You know, Wally, one thing about that drive is that's the 4+ minutes that Dripping Springs does not have the ball on offense.
That's right.
So keeping the ball in our hands, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right, Dave. And now the onside kick, and it gets to the 50. Georgetown has it. What a job on the onside kick. The Eagles get the ball, and momentum, boys, is the way of the Eagles right now.
Chuck Griffin brought the guts tonight. And that was a great – I wasn't expecting that.
I don't think – well, obviously Dripping Springs wasn't.
I say almost every week that Chuck Griffin is capable of some trickery on the special teams, and I wasn't expecting it there. That's huge.
Josh, this early in a playoff game, that's a gutsy call.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I know Coach G, he has said, you know what, there's going to be some things we're going to have to do tonight to beat this football team, and those kind of things are what it's going to take. And now we've got that ball back. We've got that momentum. These guys are fired up. Let's go down and score another one and go up 14 instead of being down 21.
And here's the thing is, there's a Coach Zimmerman talking to the officials. There is no replay in high school football. And so until you get to the state tournament, right, the state championships in Dallas at AT&T Stadium, and there's a discussion here on the near sideline, but they called it Georgetown ball at the 50-yard line, and so Georgetown's offense is back out there quickly set up.
Well, I think the only thing they could be looking at is whether that ball went 10 yards, but it absolutely did. I think it traveled 12 or 13 yards, and so I don't know. He's just trying to, get in the ref's ears a little bit to let them know, hey, I'm not going to put up with anything, but that's Georgetown Eagle football right there.
The guys, when Coach Dean's down here on the sideline over here, and he walked by, and I smiled at him. He gave me a little wink. he sure did like that call.
Yeah, it did go 10 yards.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. They hand it off to Devin Ross right up the middle, right past the 50-yard line. Looked like a face mask. No call there as Devin Ross's head popped back. But he gets 3 yards on the first down carry. It'll bring up 2nd and 7 from the Dripping Springs 47-yard line.
Good job of just getting you 3 yards. Darryl Royal used to talk about 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That old school get dirty running game, I love it.
This has got to be smash mouth football tonight.
Yes, sir.
Take time off the clock and let your defense sit over there and get lots of rest. Harmon with the pass on the near side.
Come on.
Marquise Dominguez, number 1, Gunnar Betts, was riding him like a
bull.
A bull. I tell you what, in rodeo season, that's a good, we'll just use that. Dominguez had a Gunnar all over his back.
Guys, might mention to everybody watching on the stream tonight to text all of your friends, call all your friends, and tell them go to GeorgetownFootball.com because we're on the sideline still getting the word out. Coach Dean walked up, and I gave him a heads up. So tell everybody listening to message everybody else. Go to GeorgetownFootball.com.
3rd and 7 from the 47 of Dripping Springs. Snap back to Harmon. He looks like he's going to keep it. Now it pops up and passes. And a break and tackle by Dickman down the far sideline. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Georgetown Eagles. And that quickly, the Eagles, what a play by Darson Harmon. I'm going to stop and give credit where credit is due. That young man faked like he was going to run. He popped up and hit Drayden Dickman, and he took it down the sideline for the touchdown.
What a play. And Dickman's speed, you saw it there. He runs a 4.43 40, and nobody was catching him when he got past that first guy.
That could not have been laid out any better. And, boy, I tell you what, the Eagles are on the move right now. I love what Coach G put up earlier today. He says, time to hunt. Eagles, it's time to hunt, and they sure are.
The Minutemen press extra point attempt is up and good. Carson Salcedo, 2 for 2 on the night, and a 14-0 lead for your Georgetown Eagles. You couldn't write the script any better, boys.
No, sir. And that's what you needed. Dave, did you have something?
Yeah, I tell you what, there's so many times that Dickman has caught balls like that out there and just hadn't quite been able to elude that tackle. Then we always knew once he got loose, if he could elude that tackle, and that was it right there when it mattered.
Man, you have got to like being able to quiet this Dripping Springs crowd. They've got a ton of students here. Great showing for their student section. Great showing for their crowd. We've got a good crowd over there, but you want to silence this home field advantage over here on this side, and so far we have.
We talked
about it.
Go ahead.
We talked about it before the game that their student section, just to give an idea for everybody, is the entire lower level of this stadium between the 30-yard line and the 30-yard line. It's impressive. So
right now they're about as pointless
quiet
as anything, though. Which is great. Thanks to Coach Griffin and these Eagles.
Yeah, buddy.
The Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club scoring drive summary. Boys, this one a little different. 43 seconds in 3 plays and 50 yards. Capped off by a 47-yard touchdown pass and a catch from Darson Harmon to Drayden Dickman. A little bit different from the 4-minute, 9-second drive, but the momentum switch on the onside kick, 3 plays, less than a minute off the clock, and a 14-0 lead.
You want to keep these students as quiet as a Church of Christ wedding reception.
And, oh, my gosh. I know what you're talking about. The 3-headed kickoff monster for the Eagles gets set. 7:08 left in the first quarter. And the kickoff goes on the far sideline. Fielded at the 24-yard line, up past the 30, and kind of weaves his way past the 35, and then the hit comes in, and the men go backwards. It'll be 1st and 10 for Dripping Springs on their first possession at their own 35 with 7:01 left in the first quarter.
I want to give some credit to what I saw on Dripping Springs special teams right there. The receiver, the kick receiver was coming up from the back. One was moving backwards, and they had good communication so they don't run into each other. And the eventual ball carrier wound up calling off the guy in front of him. Great special teams coaching right there.
2 receivers right, 1 left for the Tigers. Novosad, Austin Novosad, your quarterback, number 16. Number 14 offered the running back. He'll get the handoff right up the middle, 35-40. And he's taken down there, a gain of 5 on first down. And that'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Tigers.
Good push by the offensive line, able to get that 5-yard gain, almost 5-yard gain on it was a 5-yard gain on first down. So we'll see what they can do. They're a little bit bigger than our defensive line, so and Coach Griffin talked about that in the pregame interview. We'll see what the defensive line can do as far as trying to control that line of scrimmage throughout the game.
Now 2 running backs in the backfield, offset to either side of Novosad in the shotgun. Now the man in motion to the left side, pass going to the left side, and a man makes the catch on his knee at the 49-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd and 1. The pass complete to number 7, Walker Wright. And so it brings up a short 3rd and 1 for the Tigers.
You can tell they're worried about the speed and the athleticism of those wide receivers from Dripping Springs. They're not playing. They're playing a good ways off of them usually.
Up to the 44-yard line, 3rd and 1. Hand off to Alford, right up the middle.
Good.
Stacked up right at the line to gain. And it'll be a first down for Dripping Springs at their own 45-yard line. But a good job by the defensive line there. Carson Guido, Michael Valenta, Brandon Stovall, and the linebackers coming up to keep Alford to a 1-yard gain.
It's kind of interesting. Alexander and this receiver over here on this side, I can't see his number right now, but we can keep an eye on those two tonight.
Shotgun snap back to Novosad. He's going to pass. He goes to the right side, and it's incomplete. Nice break up there. Who was it for? Number 29, Brendan Broad. Good defense there, and it's an incompletion. Brings up 2nd and 10.
I appreciate the Eagles having their names on the back of their jerseys tonight for the playoffs, which is another tradition, the blue pants and the names on the jerseys for the playoffs. So that helps a little bit with some of the guys that we haven't been calling their names all season.
2nd and 10 from the 45-yard line. Novosad in the back in the shotgun. And a handoff right up the middle to Alford. He gets up to the 47, 48-yard line. No, they're going to mark him down at the 47. Just a gain of 2, and that'll bring up a long 3rd and 8 now for the Tigers.
Big 3rd down for this defense that got rattled last week. So see if they can come up here and have a big stop here on 3rd down.
Quickly back to the line are the Tigers. 3rd and 8 from their own 47-yard line. Novosad in the back. Alford to his left. He drops back to pass. He's looking downfield, and he throws it. It's overthrown, incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th down now as he overshot. It looks like number 8, the receiver, Garen Duncan, for the Tigers. And it looks like the punt team on for Dripping Springs. So this defense for the Eagles are going to get a quick hold here on the first possession for the Tigers.
Georgetown
This crowd is very excited, very energized. They're getting a standing ovation right now for this defense. This crowd is happy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out, man. That the Georgetown crowd's behind that defense. So
Walker Wright on the punt for the Tigers back at his own 34. He gets the punt away. A lot of pressure. The punt will be fielded at the 16-yard line. Dickman makes the man miss, almost gets tripped up, cuts back, and now he'll be taken down there. So no gain on the return, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 16 with 4:51 left here in the first quarter and a 14-point lead.
So with Dripping Springs' first series, they go 4 or 5 plays and out, and they're giving Georgetown an opportunity here. And there's only 4:51 left in the first quarter, so run that clock.
Run that clock, and I tell you what, we just showed that we can take a long drive, we can move the ball quick, and so, boy, if we could punch them in the mouth one more time here in the first quarter, this is huge. And that was huge for that defense to build some confidence that, hey, you know what, we can stop these guys.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Harmon, quick swing pass out to the right side. Caught 15. Up, makes a man miss 20. Up past the 25, 30, up to the 35-yard line. I can't see who he got the completion to.
Petter.
Andrew Petter, I should have known. And another first down for the Eagles. Quickly back to the line. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Harmon snaps it end around to Dickman, and he's popped and dropped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
No gain out there, but you like that play because that forces the defense to stay honest in what they're trying to do, and they can't sell their souls to one aspect of this offense. So I like the play call, even though it didn't gain anything. All that motion, that pre-snap motion, keeps that defense on their heels.
Seen a lot of different looks tonight. Right. Sorry, Dave.
Kelly, I know you like that pancake there at the end.
I do.
2nd and 10 from the 35. Now motion as big Jeremiah Phillips comes back to the left end. Running back offset to the right of Harmon in the backfield. Moose will get the handoff. 35, breaks a tackle, 40, 45, and he drags a man to the 48-yard line. What a run by the Moose. And that'll be another first down. A big run on 2nd and 10 there for the Moose. And the Eagles quickly back to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Harmon gives it off to the Moose. He cuts back 50, breaks a man miss, 45 into Dripping Springs territory, down to the 44-yard line of Dripping Springs. A nice run on first down, brings up 2nd and 1.
He just has such a knack for finding that hole, and he waits and lets that offensive line move guys out of the way. And he's not very tall, so the defenders sometimes lose him behind those offensive linemen. He's able to get just a little bit of daylight, cut up the field.
Yeah, he's running.
That is not booze on the Georgetown sideline. They're hollering for Moose.
2nd and 2 from the 44. Now a pass down the near sideline. Dickman has a step on the man, makes the catch. What a catch by Drayton Dickman. But he's slow getting up. We'll see if he's okay there. He beat his man, number 40, for the Dripping Springs Tigers, Owen Rhodes. Dickman got a step on him and makes the catch. Taken down at the 11. Nope, let's see where they mark him. Yeah, it's going to be at the 11 or 12-yard line. But a big play brings up 1st and 10 inside the red zone at the 12 of Dripping Springs.
King comes in to spell Dickman there, number 81.
So Kelson King in the slot on the right side. Daring and Dominguez on the right side. Petter all alone on the left side. The Moose offset to the right of Harmon in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 12 of Dripping Springs. Now Petter in motion. Now a whistle, pre-snap whistle. We'll see what the penalty flag is.
Delay.
Start.
I didn't even see a flag. I don't see one on the ground.
Delay of game. Yeah.
So the first penalty of the ball game will make it 1st and 15 now from the 17-yard line for the Eagles. The delay of game. Now some changes.
I tell Dickman to rub some spit and mud on that, but it's a turf field, so there's no mud. So.
Beautiful field, though, out here in Dripping Springs for sure.
1st and 15 from the 17 of Dripping Springs. Empty backfield. Herman, automatic run to the right. 15-yard line. Cuts it back 10. Runs over 2 defenders. 3 defenders down to the 3-yard line. It's going to be a 1st and goal. No, it's going to be, I apologize. It's going to be 2nd and 1 from the 3. Got to get to the 2-yard line. What a run there by Darson Herman.
One of the linemen got down there and just laid a devastating block that Darson was able to cut back to the left on.
And now a timeout or play down on the field. Number 4, Parker Cook. Training staff helps him off. So the Dripping Spring or the Eagle offense went over to meet with the coaches.
I believe Georgetown called a timeout.
They did. I believe I looked at him.
Now they've whistled the clock going. It can't be a timeout. They've whistled the clock going. I don't know what. They just took the timeout off the injury. Number 4, Parker Cook, was able to walk off on his own power for the Tigers. So it's going to be 2nd and 1 from the 3-yard line. The Eagles will have it. Just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter and a 14-point lead for the Eagles. Plenty of time on the down clock. 15 seconds remaining. 2 men left, 2 men right. Herman all alone in the backfield. Dickman in motion. Fake the pitch, and Herman keeps it to the left side. Touchdown! Georgetown Eagles. They fake the play. You talked about it, Kelly. The motion, the different looks, and you can't commit to one thing or the other. And right there, Darson Herman kept it and didn't even get touched.
That pre-snap motion, if the defense isn't ready for it, prepared for it, Georgetown's throwing some different looks at them tonight, some plays that we haven't run all season. And with that pre-snap motion, it's hard for the defense if they are not completely in tune with what they got to be doing to follow where they think the ball is going versus where it actually does go.
The Minutemen press extra point attempt. Snap back. Tucker Griffin gets the hold down. The kick is up, and it is good. Carson Salceda knocks through the extra point. And boys, with 1:38 left in the first quarter, it's 21-0. The Georgetown Eagles have the lead.
Gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, I believe Coach Griffin said they're going to look at film from us all year, and we're going to do something completely different than what they're watching on any of the games that we've played. And they have come out with a different game plan tonight, and it has shocked and awed this Dripping Springs crowd tonight and this football team.
Look at these stands,
Oh,
Josh.
my goodness. I guarantee they've never been sitting down like this as we're looking down on them this season with being undefeated. And this Eagle football team has brought them a different look than they were expecting.
And you know what? When the offense comes off the field, they need to point at the defense for that score because they need to look at them and go, guys, that's for y'all. Thank y'all for getting us the ball back.
Yes, sir.
Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club scoring drive summary. That one took 3 minutes, 13 seconds off the clock, 8 plays to go 83 yards, and capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run by your quarterback, Darson Herman.
Josh getting excited down there.
Ah, man, I tell you what, I'm so glad I came tonight. Thanks for letting me come and reunite and have this reunion with all. And what a great start to this football game, 21-0, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
The three-headed kickoff monster prepares for the Eagles. They'll be kicking off from their own 40, and now a fake, and there it is, the onside kick, but a man was ready. They're going to throw a flag, I think.
Yeah, that didn't go 10.
Well, it didn't have to, but I think they're saying we were offside.
Nope, they're going to give it to Dripping Springs. So the Tigers get the ball first and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Their second possession of the ball game with 1:38 left in the first quarter.
The first break for Dripping Springs.
1st and 10. Novosad in the back, offered off to his right. 2 receivers right, 1 left for the Tigers. Shotgun snap, handed off to Alford. He's hitting the backfield, and he breaks free and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage for a no gain. What a play there by the defensive line. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Tigers.
Good penetration on the right side over there on the defensive line, able to shut that play down before it could get going.
Number 10.
Ian Lewis coming in for the tackle there. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers from their own 48-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Now offered in motion out of the backfield. Novosad, deep drop. He's looking to pass pressure across the middle. Almost picked off. It's incomplete. Number 24. Gabriel DeNova almost picked that one off, boys. That brings up 3rd and 10 now for the Eagles.
The defense is inspired.
I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't been able to really watch any of the Dripping Springs games, but I don't think anyone this season has come out and brought this kind of heat on them. And this defense, if they can get a stop here, boy, I tell you what, it is going to be a game.
3 receivers right, 1 left. 3rd and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Novosad drops back to pass. Pressure coming up on the outside. Novosad's going to have to scramble, and he's got a lot of room to run. A.J. Bradshaw trying to track him down. Novosad into Georgetown territory, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And a first down for the Tigers into Georgetown territory.
That was not a designed run. He just didn't have anybody to throw the ball to. The defensive backs had a great job of covering up these receivers, but there was no containment on the outside, so he had a lot of room.
And they gave him lots of help. They gave him great coverage back there. He had some room, and I thought there was a hole, but it was just a great block and gave him that room to run.
2 receivers right, now make it 3. As Alford moves out to the right. 1 receiver left, empty backfield for Novosad. He drops back, turns, quick pass out to Alford on the outside. Makes a man miss at the 40, up to the 45, where a gang of Eagle tacklers make the stop. Number 29, Brendan Broad, A.J. Bradshaw, Jesse Avila over there for the tackle. A gain of 6 on first down brings up 2nd and 4 for the Eagles from the 34-yard line of Georgetown.
A.J. was wanting to come in there and get some, but he went a little too far and overran the play.
2nd and 4. Novosad will fake the handoff to Alford. He's going to go for it deep towards the end zone. Double coverage and a jump ball, and it looks like a flag's going to come out very late there as it did from the corner. And that'll be pass interference. The ball intended there, I believe, for Garen Duncan, but he was double-teamed.
It looked like a jump ball like Georgetown was going for it, but we'll see.
And that actually looked like pretty good coverage. I mean, I think he probably topped his shoulder pad a little bit, but good coverage there by the Eagles too, though, even though they got that interference call.
Referee not using his microphone to help us all out. We'll just read his lips from way up here. First, pass interference.
Pass interference against the Eagles.
Now the PA guy gets us. Thank you, sir. Pass interference on the Eagles. It'll bring up now a first down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line for the Tigers.
First down and 10 for the Tigers from the 19-yard line.
They got to have points.
Novosad gets it. Quick pass out to the left. Yeah, got a screen, and he's chopped down. Good tackle there. I can't see who made that tackle. Baylor Alexander.
Pass is complete to number 11, Noah Lawyer.
Noah Lawyer with the catch, and I believe Baylor Alexander on the tackle, 11 on 11. But that's a 6-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 4 now for the Tigers.
And that is the end
That'll end the first quarter, boys. I tell you what, you couldn't write the script much better. At the end of one, it's 21-0. Georgetown leads it over Dripping Springs. Quick timeout. We'll be back with more Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports in just a moment. Second and 4 for the Tigers from the 13 of Georgetown. Handed off to Alford. He gets up to the 10, breaks a tackle, and he's going to drag him into the end zone. A touchdown for Dripping Springs. A tough run there by Preston Alford, the Tiger running back. And the Tigers get their first score of the ball game and cut the lead back to 15. 14 pending the extra point attempt. Walker Wright steps in. He'll do the kicking action for the Eagles. He's the starting tight end for the Tigers. The starting tight end, and he also does the punt and kicking for the Tigers. The extra point attempt is up and good. And the Tigers cut the lead for Georgetown back to 14, 21-7 with 11:51 left here in the first half.
That's a big drive for Dripping Springs, and it's got their crowd back on their feet and into this ball game again. So if I'm Georgetown, I'm watching for some trickery on the kick here.
13-yard touchdown run for Preston Alford, the first score of the ball game for the Georgetown Eagles, or for the Dripping Springs Tigers. So the lead back to 14. But right
Wally?
there, though, you keep trying the onside kick. You have to be careful with
Yes.
that. You just gave them a short field and 52 yards in 7 plays, and the Tigers responded.
Well, and one of the big plays for the Tigers was the pass interference down there that looked like a good play to me from up here, but they're the opposite end of the field from the end of the press box that we're on. But a bunch of their success was on that penalty.
Yeah, we're never going to argue with what the referees, but I'm going to tell you right now, that looked like a really good defensive play on that pass. But, it is what it is, and you knew Dripping Springs was going to come in and make the adjustments, and so we're going to have a ball game. But, boy, those 21 points sure does help as we go into this second quarter now.
It does, and Dripping Springs has a kicker with a big leg. He put that first kickoff in the end zone. So
Javier Ortega set to kick it off, and a squib kick. It's fielded. The Eagles lose it. Now they get it back as Hayden Daring jumps on it, and then somebody jumped on his back. Kind of a late hit there as he gave up himself there. No call. But the Eagles get good field position in return.
They did what we've talked about before. They bounced it off of one of our guys, kicked it hard
Went
right at
through
one
Jesse
of our guys.
Avala's legs.
Went right through his legs, and I like that in some of these circumstances.
First
and guys, right?
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Guys, right now, Georgetown's got the wind at their back, so let's see how now this quarter pans out.
All right, here's this 4 wide receiver set. We've been setting something up all this all freaking year.
First and 10 from their own 39. Empty backfield for Harmon. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Dickman, the lone receiver, to the right. Harmon looks for the sideline, gets the call, and gets ready for the snap. Shotgun snap back to Harmon. He's going to run it right up the middle, across the 40, 45. Runs over a man at the 50 for a first down into Dripping Springs territory right at midfield. And Darson Harmon. Did we not talk about this before the game? That I think it rests on the shoulders of Darson Harmon when he selects and runs the ball. And he's doing a good job of reading that early.
Yeah, he is. And that formation spreads out that middle of the field, so that gives Darson Harmon. If somebody doesn't make a tackle right off the bat, he's got running room. You saw it right there.
First and 10 from the 49 of Dripping Springs. Now a handoff. Nope, Harmon right up the middle, 45-40, 35-30. Goodbye, you're not catching him. Touchdown. Darson Harmon on the quarterback keeper. A 49-yard touchdown run for Darson Harmon. And the Eagles waste no time responding to the Tigers score.
We've got the Tigers broadcast team right next to us up here in the booth, and they're shaking their heads while we're high-fiving up here. And that sucked all the life right out of this crowd again. And online they're talking about Darson and the Georgetown's quarterback running, and man, he is controlling this game right now. And think about it. On that first drive, he had 3 missed passes on the first 2 drives that could have led to bigger plays. But
the Minutemen press, extra point attempt, snap back, Tucker Griffin with the hold, and Carson Sauceda knocks it through, 28-7. The Georgetown Eagles lead it with 11:14 left here in the first half. Josh, the script, rip it up, throw it up in the air, let it blow in the wind. The Eagles have blown people's minds away with the way they're responding.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is a different football team than we saw last week, and I have a feeling, like we talked about, it was, hey, we're in, let's play tonight, but let's don't take any risk and things like that, and I get that, but this is a brand new football team that's come out and said, you know what, it's playoff time, this is a whole new level, and let's go, and they have responded.
Dave, the sidelines and the stands enjoying it?
It is all smiles. The cheer team, the band, Georgettes, the team, the crowd, everybody's excited right now. It's good times over here.
I tell you what, you look to your right. Kelly, you were talking about it, and I talk quietly like they're going to hear me. If you look down 2 or 3 booths, people are stunned.
Yes.
Up here in the press box, people are stunned.
Well, and you look right down in front of us, this section that was on their feet just a few minutes ago, now they've got their hands in their pockets because it's a little chilly out there.
Oh, it's getting cold it always is about 10 degrees colder.
And it's always colder when you're down 21.
It's always colder when you're down 21. And the Eagles responding and coming back with a touchdown on top of that touchdown, that's what's going to be key, to just keep that gas down. Do not let up tonight.
Kickoff fielded at the 31-yard line, but a whistle.
Yeah, the guy up front waved his hand for the fair catch.
So it's going to be dead there at the 31-yard line, should be.
He's paying for it from the coach, too. Oh, man. Yeah, the guy on the second row, the ball was going over his head, and he waved his hand in the air, and it went over his helmet. If he's just pointing back,
you can't give him the ball at the 38-yard line then. The ball was caught at the 31. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for the Tigers. Or from the 38-yard line. That doesn't make much sense there. We'll have to check that out. 11:11 left on the clock. Tigers have it, 1st and 10. Hand off to Alford. He sweeps to the right side, stretches it outside, breaks it past the 40, runs over a man up to the 45 where he's down there. A gain of 7 on 1st down, brings up 2nd and 3 for the Tigers.
That's where their offense starts, is with Alford back there in the running game. Talented quarterback, athletic quarterback. They got some good receivers, but that running game is key for Dripping Springs, so you got to move up and stop that run game.
I still don't know how you call that, though, and give them the 38-yard line. The guy waved fair catch, and the guy caught it at the 31. The ball's dead at the 31. I don't know how you give him the 38.
You get confused.
2nd and 3 for the Tigers from their own 45-yard line. Novosad gets the shotgun snap. He's pressured in the backfield. He escapes it, and he's just going to get rid of it, throws it out of bounds. That's incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd and 3. Was that Carson Guido with the pressure?
Great pressure there by that man.
A smart play by their quarterback.
No, that was in Lewis.
In Lewis, yeah. Sorry,
In Lewis did a great job there getting pressure on Novosad, and he had to get rid of it to save the sack.
Another huge 3rd down right here. If they can get this stop right here, boy, I tell you what, the momentum that's going to be coming our way.
I think it's going to be 4-down territory for them, too.
3rd and 3 from their own 45. Shotgun snap back. Novosad drops back. He's looking to pass across the middle. Ball's deflected. It's incomplete. Oh, the Punisher, A.J. Bradshaw, tipped it right across the middle of the field. The linebacker gets his hands up, knocks it down. I think you're right, Kelly. It's 4th down, and the Tigers are going for it from their own 45.
A.J. Bradshaw just has had a phenomenal year, and we've called his name time and time again. Senior linebacker, and I'll tell you what, somebody's going to get themselves a talented linebacker when they figure out A.J. Bradshaw.
This right here shows the respect they have for Darson Harmon. They do not want to give the ball back to him.
Absolutely correct. 4th and 3 from their own 45-yard line. Novosad will hand it off. The end around, it goes to the right side. Stacked up, driven down, and no-go, boys! The Georgetown Eagle defense holds and gets the ball back for the Eagle offense. 10-17 left. Well, now they're going to run the clock. They're trying to get out of here, too. That clock went all the way from 10-17 down to 10-13. But that ball was stacked up right at the line of scrimmage at the 45-yard line. The Eagles take over on a turnover on downs, and what a job by this Eagle defense.
The maroon and gold is stunned. Absolutely stunned. And the color analyst is equally as stunned, but in a much more positive way.
Luke
and the
Hudson.
blue and white is super excited over here on the sideline.
10-13 left in the first half. The Eagles have it back at the 45 of Dripping Springs. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap back. Herman's going to roll out to his right side. He's looking back, and now he's going across the middle. Marquise Dominguez wide open.
Got him.
Touchdown, Georgetown Eagles. What a play. Darson Herman to Marquise Dominguez for the touchdown. 45 yards, one play, and boys, what a game.
Wally, I saw that developing, and I got to remember, I got a hot mic here, so I'm so sorry, because you got to remember, I've been stadium announcing for the last 2 years, and I get to just say and talk and, just get the crowd fired up, and so I saw that developing, and I saw him opening up and creating that distance, and I knew that he was going to be able to complete that pass. Oh, my goodness. Eagle football.
An 8-second drive. The Minutemen press extra point attempt is up and good by Carson Sauceda. And boys, it's a 35-7 lead for these Eagles. And I tell you what, Marquise Dominguez beat his man and made the catch into the end zone untouched. What a pass there by Darson Herman. Hey, Dave, like you said, though, the wind is at their back, and Herman laid that one out perfect.
Oh, it was perfect. His motion, his deception there, it looked like maybe they were going to go with Petter out there on the left because he ran out there and just, man, he had the wind at this 7 miles an hour at his back and tossed it all the way down to and you knew he was going to catch that ball. It was perfect.
Now, Kelly, you talk about it. The wheel route earlier thrown to the Moose.
Yep.
They looked at that wheel route with Petter there. He didn't make the pass, but Darson looked at him. The commitment, the one-on-one with Marquise Dominguez, and the 45-yard touchdown pass.
And that's those check downs, and I think Marquise was probably actually his third receiver because the first two were covered up well, but Marquise had beat him, and Darson did a great job of keeping his eyes down the field and seeing he was open and putting the ball right where it needed to be.
The Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club scoring drive summary. This one lasted all of 8 seconds and went 45 yards in one play, and it was a 45-yard touchdown pass from Darson Herman to Marquise Dominguez.
This is stunning.
We got 10:05 left in this first half, and we've got to be over, 300 yards of offense right now already?
It's going to be fun to add this up.
This is absolutely awesome for these Eagles. I'm so excited for these seniors that are playing tonight as well.
A little floater kick fielded at the 38, 39-yard line. I tell you what, number 5, keep an eye on this and put a note by it at 10:05 left in the first half. Number 5 is going to get himself a lot of penalties or tossed out of this game for Dripping Springs if he continues the antics he has going there. The play was well over. He went up and pushed an Eagle defender from behind. No flag was thrown there, but a coach quickly grabbed him towards the sideline. Luke Hudson, you can tell the frustration adding up for these Eagles.
Well, and now Dripping Springs
Tigers, I apologize.
Dripping Springs is facing adversity they haven't faced all year.
First and 10 from the 40-yard line. Tigers have it in their own 40. Novosad in the backfield. Shotgun snap back. Fakes the handoff. Pass to the near side. Into number 25. He's on the knee. Catches it there at the 44. And it's a gain of 4 on first down. Bring up 2nd and 6.
I mean, think about this. You're down 28.
4 yards, 2nd down and 6.
9:50 left in the half. You have to play perfect football for the remainder of the game.
I mean, you have to play the best football you've played all season, and you've never been under this kind of a circumstance.
Right.
So this is really, really good for the Eagles.
2nd and 6. Fake the handoff and a pass to the outside. Catch made at the 50. And he breaks a tackle, gets up past the 40 into Georgetown territory. That's Luke Hudson on the reception. Gets up to the 37-yard line of Georgetown. And a first down here for the Tigers.
That was so wide open because Alexander slipped whenever the receiver made the cut. He tried to come up and cover him, but he slipped, so he was wide open for the big game.
1st and 10 from the 37 of Georgetown. 3 receivers left, none right. Offered offset to the left of Novosad. He'll hand it to him right up the middle. He hits a gap there, 30, 25, 20. Finally drugged down and thrown down by the Punisher from behind inside the 20-yard line. Make it inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line, and the Tigers have a 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
This is what we were saying last week about Georgetown in the reverse roll. Dripping Springs needs to stay in their game plan. It's still early in the game if the defense can get a couple of stops so they don't have to panic.
1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Snap back to Novosad. He'll fake the handoff. He drops back to pass. He's looking up the middle. No one open. Now goes left side. Luke Hudson makes the catch. He's dropped about the 4-yard line. They're going to give him the 2 as he fell forward. No, it wasn't Luke Hudson. It was Kyle Koch.
He did a good job of coming back and helping out his quarterback, who was finally having to move out of the pocket.
First down and goal at the 2-yard line. Novosad will get the shotgun snap. He'll hand it to Alford right up the middle. He hits the line, drives forward, and he'll be in for the touchdown. 8:14 left in the first half. And now the fans stand up. They've noticed that he scored a couple of seconds late there, but this is the reaction you're getting from a fan base that is not used to this. Josh, you were so right about that. The Eagles have not been in this position to the point their fans, they're sitting down for the fight song.
11 of them stood up for that.
Yeah, anything right now is going to get them a little bit excited. And you can guarantee Dripping Springs is going to go in at the half here in about 8 minutes, and they're going to make their adjustments. Georgetown Eagle has got to step on the gas the whole game and not be like my Longhorns this year and in the second half let this thing slip away. So this is still really, really, really exciting.
That's exactly what I was going to say, too. You've got to keep your foot on the gas and not let up offensively. You've got to just every possession Georgetown has to put points on the board. It's critical. I don't think they've stopped us yet, but keep going, keep going.
Well, and you look at from last week to this week, great job by our coaches of getting these kids ready to play football tonight against a very good Dripping Springs team. Came out with a great game plan, have thrown some wrinkles that we haven't shown all season at this Dripping Springs team, and it's worked.
Yeah.
So,
but remember, this game is not over.
No.
It's 35-14, 8:14 left in the first half. This Dripping Springs Tiger team will put up points. Well, they average 50 points a game for a reason.
We're so excited to talk.
Yeah.
If they can hold us, if they can get a stop, they get the ball back coming out of halftime. So if they can make a big stop and get the ball back, put some points on the board, one more score on the board, touchdown or field goal, this is a whole new ball game. So the Georgetown offense needs to continue doing what they're doing.
Another screaming line drive kick. It bounces at the 15, caught at the 12 by Dickman, up past the 20, makes a man miss, falls down about the 24-yard line, and the Eagles take over there. 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line, 8:09 left in the first half.
I don't know why Drayden can't see the field up here
Yeah, you saw that. You saw it open.
It to the right was wide open, but
yeah,
Drayden needs to do a little better job of looking over the field. I'm just joking.
If we can keep doing what we've
job.
done, and every time they score, we score, and we keep that same lead, we're gonna be just fine. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the confidence that this offense has right now, and this quarterback is playing at a different level. He's played great this year, but he is playing at a different level tonight. You can tell they want this tonight.
1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. 8:09 left in the first half. Petter in motion, empty backfield. Herman, he fakes the run, pitches it out to Petter. 25, makes a man miss. 30, 35 up to the 37-yard line. 38-yard now. They'll go to the 39. Great spot there as Petter slid forward. But no matter what, it's a 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 39.
They've run that play a couple of times, and I think Darson has the option of keeping the football.
I tell you what, it's opening up on that sideline for them, though, and he's making some good little cut moves as well.
2 receivers left, Marquise Dominguez and Daring. Dickman, the lone receiver, right. Petter offset to the left of Herman in the backfield. Shotgun snap back to Herman. He fakes the handoff to Petter, and he's looking, and he's got Marquise Dominguez open midfield. He makes a man miss, cuts up, and gets about the 45, 46-yard line of Dripping Springs. Another first down for the Eagles in Dripping Springs territory. That little nice, like an 8 or 9 yard and in for Dominguez, wide open.
Just the efficiency of this offense tonight.
These runs, these yards after catches are absolutely incredible tonight, and they are just moving this football.
I don't think Darson has been pressured once. Hats off to that O-line.
Ooh-wee, they're holding them.
3 receivers left, 1 right. Herman all alone in the backfield. He's going to take a shot down the near sideline. Dickman's got his man beat, just overthrown. He would have had it for another touchdown, but just overthrown just a little bit. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Dripping Springs 46.
I know that pass wasn't complete, but Drayden Dickman is such an integral part of this offense, and he is so much fun to watch. And we get to watch him again next year. Just fast, great hands, great abilities, and he just opens up this offense.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Dominguez, the lone receiver on the left side. Petter in the pistol formation, back behind Herman. 2nd and 10 from the 46 of Dripping Springs. Now Petter will move left side of Herman in the shotgun. Snap will come back to Harmon. He'll hand it off. Oh, it's Devin Ross right up the middle. 45-40, runs over defender up to the 35-yard line. Enough for another Eagle first down up to the 35 of Dripping Springs. Devin Ross running hard for the Eagles.
Devin putting that shoulder down and just diving right into that defensive back and putting him on his back. And you love to see that when Devin gets that head of steam going. All three of these running backs that we wind up having in the backfield are capable of doing that, and it's fun to watch.
Speaking of it, as the Moose comes in the backfield, Petter offset to the right by himself. 3 receivers left, Dominguez, Daring, and Dickman. Moose offset to the left of Harmon in the backfield. Now Petter in motion. He'll fake the handoff. Nope, gives it to Petter, and he gets back up to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard up to the 34. We'll see where they spot him. What a good read by the Dripping Springs defense there. Think a no gain, bring up 2nd and 10.
Another one of those runs where you're testing the edges, and it keeps that defense honest. So they're doing a good. The Georgetown offense is doing a good job of mixing up these plays.
Now flip it over. 1 receiver left, 3 right for the Eagles. Moose offset to the right of Harmon in the backfield. Harmon, he'll hand it off to the Moose right up the middle. He runs forward, gets about 3 yards before he's driven back. See where they spot him. They're going to get him down to the 33-yard line, just a gain of 2. And that'll bring up 3rd and 8 now for the Eagles.
That's one of the first times I've seen Moose driven backwards this season.
Number 4 with Dripping Springs was the first man to get a hold of him and gave him time for 2 other guys to get a hold of him.
Senior linebacker Parker Cook on the tackle there for the defense. 3 receivers left, 1 right, pistol formation. Now Darson will step forward. Look over towards the sideline, get the play call. 5:25 left here in the first half. Now Petter offset to the left of Harmon in the shotgun. Snap back, Harmon, swing out to Petter. He gets it, goes forward. 30, goes to the sideline, drug down about the 27-yard line. He'll be short of a first down. They're going to mark him down at the 29. So that's going to bring up about 4th and 3.
Darson did a great job of seeing that pressure coming from his right off the edge and getting rid of that football before the defender could get to him.
4th and 4 from the 29 of Dripping Springs.
Big 4th down.
Eagles will go for it. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left in the half. Petter in the pistol formation behind Harmon. They'll fake it, look back up again.
Trying to draw him off.
Yeah, he almost got number 4 offsides there. He jumped.
And now Coach Griffin will probably take a timeout here, and he does. It'll be the first of the half for the Eagles. And let's take a timeout with them.
Timeout, Georgetown.
With 4:34 left in the first half, we'll go to a timeout. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football on SHN. Back from the timeout. 4th and 4 for the Eagles from the 29-yard line of Dripping Springs. 3 receivers right, 1 left. The man in motion is Dickman. Comes back. It looks like it's going to be an option keeper. Harmon right up the middle, and he's going to get the first down. What a run there for Darson Harmon. He keeps it on the option there with him and Dickman. And he gets up inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line, 1st and 10.
That's got to be frustrating for Dripping Springs because they know what's coming. They got hands on Darson. They just couldn't bring him down.
I'm going to tell you another thing. This is an incredibly sound, fundamental, disciplined football tonight. I mean, you haven't seen that. And I don't want to, you know how you say there's been no flags, but, man, Georgetown has just been blocking well and pushing them around and not holding, and this is exactly what they needed to do tonight. This is awesome, awesome Friday Night Light football tonight.
Just under 4 minutes left. Hand off to Devin Ross. He goes to the right side, and he's tripped up.
Andrew Petter on the carry.
I saw that.
Or Petter. No, it's Devin Ross. They don't know who they're calling out there. That was Devin Ross. He gets up to the 21-yard line, a gain of 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 8 now for the Eagles.
The Dripping Springs cheerleaders are throwing shirts into the stands, and I thought it was a flag.
I did too. I was like, look at all the flags.
That's a lot of people committing penalties.
Oh, man, we talking about
I just said that, too. Y'all have kicked me out,
I was about to say, well, Josh is muted.
Yeah. Rest of the game.
Only one penalty
Get
in the
back
ball
on
game.
the camera, Joshua.
2nd and 8 from the 21-yard line.
Go make me a sandwich.
Two receivers right, one left. Now Petter in motion. Fake the handoff. Herman right up the middle inside the 20. Drives forward, and they push forward to about the 16-yard line. That'll bring up a short 3rd down for the Eagles now.
That's the effectiveness of this running game because Petter in motion pulled pulled the outside linebacker, and the defensive end kicked out to stop that run to Petter. But Darson kept the ball, goes up the middle. That's the effectiveness of multiple running weapons.
Receivers left, 3rd and 4. They're going to mark him down at the 17-yard line, not the 16, so it was only a gain of 4 there for Herman. Brings up 3rd and 4 from the 17-yard line.
8 keeper.
4 receivers left. Herman keeps it, goes to the left side, and he's going to be bottled up there. They read that one well, and they'll take him down for a loss of 1 back to the 23-yard line. And that'll bring up, not to the 23, I apologize, to the 18-yard line. So a loss of 1 brings up 4th and 5.
Guys, real quick, an update score. Cedar Park leads Johnson 14-7 at the halftime.
Wow.
That game being played at Shelton Stadium. Buda Johnson, the host team. Looks like there was a timeout on the field. I guess Georgetown may have called it, but 2 minutes, 18 seconds left in the first half, and you have it 4th down and 5 for the Eagles from their own, from the 18-yard line of Dripping Springs. They've got to get inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line for the first down. So a big play here. It looks like Dripping Springs called it. So now 1 timeout apiece here in the first half being used. Coach Zimmerman taking the timeout. 2:18 left in the first half. 35-14. Your Eagles lead it by 21 over Dripping Springs.
He's going to kick.
And now the Eagles are setting up for the field goal attempt. It'll be a 35-yard field goal attempt by senior Carson Sauceda. Tucker Griffin set to hold. He'll put the hold down at the 25-yard line, right almost dead center of the field. Looks like number 55, Briggs McGee, set to do the snapping. 4th and 5, 2:23 left. That's a fake. Tucker Griffin, the quarterback, back to pass. He goes to the near side. It's open. Caught and taken down inside the 5. And, boy, howdy, Coach Griffin pulling him out. It's now there's a flag. We'll see what the flag is there. What a play there.
Oh, it looks like a hold flag. Look where it is.
Yep.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
That's the fun part about having Tucker Griffin there as a holder, is you can pull something like that out of your hat.
Did you see a hold down there, Doppler Dave?
I did not. As soon as he stepped back, I started looking towards the corner of the end zone.
And a lot of discussion going on there. 3 referees, let's see what it is. Illegal receiver downfield looks like it's going to be the call.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
It's a 5-yard penalty, and now to make it 4th and 10 for the Eagles on the penalty.
Coach Griff's out at the numbers. He's trying to get an explanation of what happened there.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on an ineligible, but I wasn't watching for that either. But, boy, that's unfortunate.
Isn't the ineligible man downfield have to be like 3 yards?
3, yeah.
From the line of scrimmage. They throw the penalty right at the line of scrimmage.
So Darson's back in. Your regular offense is back on the field, guys.
Hey, why not? Why not up 35-14? Just, hey, things are clicking and things are working, and you don't want to take too many chances, but have a little fun with this right now.
Clock running again, 4th and 10. And now Coach Zimmerman, it looks like he's going to take another timeout. Or they can't decide what they're doing. The clock was running. And after the penalty, you would think it would stay stopped, but it got running again. So we'll see what they call here.
Well, I don't know who they saw downfield, but all our linemen stopped at the line of scrimmage. They were standing there, not blocking anybody.
Yeah, you had
I don't
2
know
receivers
who they
in the corner.
I think what it was, we had 2 tight ends basically lined up out there, and I think one of them went out, and the side judge thought it was a lineman.
That's probably where Griffin was going
10.
nuts.
Here go the Eagles. Herman going to pass across the middle, and it's just over Dickman, incomplete. If he gets that one down about 2 feet, Dickman has it, maybe a touchdown. But it's a turnover on downs for the Eagles, their first possession of the ball game that they have yet to put more points on the board. So now the defense has a challenge issued with 2:07 left in the first half.
Tough penalty there, but you know what? It's still a good drive, clicking away at that clock and picking up some good yards.
2:07 remaining in the first half, and that's the first stop that Dripping Springs defense has been able to put together.
You're right about that, Dave.
First and 10 for the Eagles at their own 23-yard line. 2:07 left in the first half. Just the fifth possession of the ball game for the Tigers. Novosad back to pass, and he's looking to go deep. He airs one up. It's man-to-man coverage. The ball's incomplete, and they're going to throw another flag. They're going to call it on Leo Diaz.
There's a flag on the play.
That is some I'm not going to argue left or right. You can throw your flag back. It's 15 yards in high school football. It's not a spot foul, but that's a horrible call. You had man-on-man coverage, a great coverage by Leo Diaz, a sophomore cornerback, and now here comes the defensive player or the offensive receiver limping off the field. It was a great play, great coverage there by Leo Diaz. But it's going to be a first and 10.
I have to say, from right here on the field, it does look like he got to him a little bit early, was kind of up on his shoulders a little bit. So I could kind of see where that judge might have thrown that flag, guys.
Dave's mic has now been muted. He's turned to the Dripping Springs sideline.
No. He caved him a little bit. I mean, we kind of saw it develop a little bit. It was close. But
ain't nobody asked you nothing, Dave.
First and 10 from the 38-yard line. Dripping Springs has it. Novosad drops back. Clearly looking to pass, and he's coming to the near sideline. The ball floated out here, and the late coverage there. In Lewis caught. That should be illegal. Cook came off the field injured and went right back on. There was no timeout. He should not be allowed to play. He came off the injury, and they had stopped the clock for him. Oh, I hate seeing that.
Did he go back in on the same play?
He did, on the same play.
Oh, wow, I missed that.
First and 10 down to the 34 of Georgetown. A big pass completion there from Novosad to Cook. First and 10, now man in motion. Novosad drops back to pass. A nice hold there.
That's a hold.
No call, flinging it towards the end zone. Cook again, and the ball.
What a catch.
What a catch. In Lewis all over him to break it up. But how do you not call the hold as Carson Guido going for the sack and gets ridden around Novosad with his pads wrinkled up around his neck?
Me and you both saw that hold right there. I mean, clear as day. And so that Eagles really got robbed on that one.
So a big 34-yard touchdown pass and catch for the Tigers. Cuts the lead back to 15. 14 pending the extra point attempt by Walker Wright. Snap back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And the Tigers have cut it to 14 now, 35-21 with 1:45 left in the ball game.
They left us too much time.
Yep.
Minute 45, plenty of time to go put some more points on the board. Let's get Darson fired up, get this machine cranking, and go score again.
And I think, 34 seconds was one drive where they were able to go down and score. So absolutely need to respond and go into halftime up 39 or no, 42? 42-21. Yeah.
22-second drive there for the Eagles. The one pass interference gave them 15 yards, and then the big pass play from Novosad to Cook, and then Cook with a great catch for the touchdown. I just don't see how you don't call that hold there on the offensive line. Carson Guido got a good rush in on Novosad, and his pads were ripped up around his neck as he got ridden around Novosad. He stepped up, threw a beautiful pass. We'll go back to the replay here as Dripping Springs gets ready to kick off. And right there, number 63, doing a good job. I mean, he's doing his job, and if you don't call it, it's not illegal. But Reed Robinson had the back of the jersey of Guido and the front of his jersey and had his pads raised up and rode him back behind Novosad. That missed holding call there, costly for the Eagles. 35-21. Now the kickoff coming from Javier Ortega, and it's going to be a blooper. And a good job there by the Eagles. Trying to find out who fielded that one. Number 4, Tucker Griffin, making a heads-up play there. He called for the fair catch. And the Eagles get it in great field position with 1:45 left in the half. They'll be at their own 40-yard line to start things off.
That's a great place to start, to go down and score with 1:45 left in this half. Let's do it.
It is, and their kicker has a strong leg. I don't know that I want to give Darson Harmon only 60 yards to go to put the ball in the end zone, but let's see what kind of new wrinkles this offense pulls out on this drive. See if we can keep it going.
2 receivers right, 2 left. Moose offset to the left of Harmon in the backfield. Shotgun snap back. Harmon drops back to pass. He's looking, and a little dump pass to Petter, and he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Good job by the Dripping Springs defense that time. They had all of Darson's guys covered up, so he goes to that little release route for no gain.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage for the Eagles. 4 receivers left, 1 right. Dickman, the lone receiver. Now a little swing pass out to the left. Petter catches it up. 45, slips a tackle out of midfield and taken out of bounds. Clock will stop there into Dripping Springs territory at the 48-yard line.
Those 4 receivers out there, we haven't run that play all year, and they had the 4 receivers out there, and that's what Weiss tore us up on last week.
Yeah, he sure did. They chunked away at it last week with that.
Little swing pass to the 1 receiver, and he got 2 or 3 receivers blocking.
They said he stayed in bounds. Clock's still running.
1:05 left in the first half. 1st and 10 on the 48 of Dripping Springs. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Petter in the backfield, offset to the right side of Harmon. He'll roll to the right, looks back to the left. Now he's going to have to scramble. That guy was covered. Gets up past midfield, back past the line of scrimmage for 1 yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 9, but it looks like a timeout coming from the Eagles.
Unfortunately, looks like Darson rolled up on big number 77.
Number 77, that's going to be, I apologize, Robert Schweitzer. He is down on the ground. They got that leg in the air.
Helmet's off.
It's an injury timeout, though.
It is an injury timeout. They blew it dead. I don't think Georgetown will have to call it there.
No, under 2 minutes, it'll cost us a timeout.
We'll let the official tell us that here in just a second. Kelly DeVoll.
I just did.
I didn't hear him.
That just happened.
Oh, nope, you're muted. Next. All right, bring up the next player. Dave, you're back in. Now, you hate to see that for Schweitzer. You know what? This offensive line, Kelly, has gone pretty much injury-free all year long.
I'm not talking.
And this is the first time. This is the first time to see an offensive lineman go down for any extended period of time for this year. And so it's a great thing that this team has stayed healthy.
Yeah, you're right, because I had talking to Coach last Friday morning, just kind of sitting in his office before I spoke to the team. I asked him, just was kind of catching up, and how have things been with injuries. He said, he said that exact thing. He said, boy.
Injury timeout.
If a timeout is called and they issue 1 to the Eagles, which it looks like on the scoreboard as well they did, then he can come back in on the very next play.
I do want to apologize, Wally, for knowing the rules.
And Kelly's muted again.
Y'all's banter. That's awesome.
Dave, you are back full time as Kelly DeVoll has been put in timeout up here. It is going to be 2nd and 9 for the Eagles from the 47-yard line. Harmon, I tell you what, though, what a decision by Darson to not throw that pass into heavy coverage.
Yeah.
He tucked it, made a 1-yard gain, but he didn't turn it over.
Well, we saw him push a couple last week that cost him, and he hasn't done that this week.
2nd and 9, 51 seconds left in the first half. Petter offset to the left of Harmon in the backfield. Shotgun snap back, fake the pass, fake the handoff, quick pass, but it's batted down at the line. Number 4
tipped it.
Got his hands up.
Herman's pass is incomplete. It's batted down by number 24,
Parker Cook. They're giving Luke Pacucci credit for that. I think that was Parker Cook. So now it brings up
batted that down.
3rd and 9 at the Dripping Springs 47.
It's a big 3rd down.
Yes, sir.
47 seconds remaining in the half. 35-21. The Eagles lead it by 14 over the undefeated Dripping Springs Tiger. This ball game is a fantastic Friday night game. Harmon back to pass. Pressure coming. He throws it, and it's going to be short. It looks like it hopped in there, and they do call it incomplete. Out to Marquise Dominguez, and that's going to bring up 4th and 9 now from the 47.
You know, guys, I think if I'm not a coach, like Kelly said, but I think a pooch kick right now, pin them deep, and let's go to the locker room with the lead like this.
I think Darson got hit right whenever he released the football, and that took a little bit off of that because he couldn't get his feet set.
From the 47.
Yeah, there was a little bit of pressure that time on him.
4th and 9 from the 47-yard line of Dripping Springs. Daring in motion. Now they'll look to the sideline. 2 receivers left, Daring and Dominguez. Dickman, the lone receiver on the right side.
Yep.
Now Harmon will back up the pooch kick, and he'll punt it away. A nice high punt.
One.
See where it lands. It's going to land at the 2-yard line. And what a save by Dominguez. It's going to be down. Did it get in the end zone? No.
They saved that.
No, he's calling it a touchback. Come on.
That was really well done, though.
31 seconds remaining.
I think that's the right call.
You did right. Yeah, Dave, you're exactly right. Boy, he did his best, too. Almost got it in there.
Let's don't give him a short field right before, 30 seconds right before the half.
Remember, they just went on a 2-play, 22-second drive.
Don't let anybody behind you.
Exactly right. Those Cedar remnants of Cedar Park.
Oh, yeah.
The memories.
Our defense looks different. We've got Darson standing at the center field.
Dominguez is out there. Leo Diaz, Petter's out there.
If I'm Dripping Springs, I'm throwing something short and sending some blockers up ahead of him.
Yes, sir. And no interference calls here.
Because they got 2 timeouts.
Novosad looks back, and it's a quick out to number 14, Alford. He gets up to the 30-yard line, take him down in bounds, and Coach Zimmerman will take a timeout right there. And that'll be a first down. Oh, no.
Preston Alford.
Okay. Touchbacks to the 20. I was thinking the 25 on the punt. So he gets it up to the 31-yard line, enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. 24 seconds left. Dave, you called it, or Kelly, you called it right there. Something quick, but Alford costs themselves right there. If he goes out of bounds, you save a timeout, and then you have 24 seconds and 2 timeouts. Now you're down to 1.
And you're exactly right, because I was thinking he was going to run out of bounds, but he cut back, put that left foot on the ground, planted it, and cut back to his right. Stayed in and actually did Georgetown a favor by doing that. So,
and that kind of play there only gets him 2 more yards. But a senior, you almost expect Alford to run right out of bounds and kill the clock. What do you got, Dave?
I got a little chuckle there right before the play was snapped because they had Dickman lined up his nose tackle and he was shifting around.
Drayton doesn't exactly have the physique of a nose tackle.
He just run around him.
He's got the physique of somebody that can run a 4.46 40.
Now A.J. Bradshaw is at the nose tackle now. A lot of men deep in the prevent defense for the Eagles. And now they'll get things going after the timeout. Novosad will get the shotgun snap. He drops back looking for a quick out, and he does to Cook. And Cook will step out of bounds right before midfield, right at the 49-yard line. And so another 18-yard gain for the Eagles.
And you can't
over the Tigers, and that's another first down, and they didn't burn the timeout.
Sorry, you can't let them go unabated that far.
You got to tighten up just a little bit. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do, but they're just giving them – they're going to keep chunking these 10 yards off. We've got to tighten up just a little bit.
Now they're moving the 2 outside guys up, but there's another quick pass to Cook. 45-40, and he's going to run out of bounds inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, there's basically 3 levels of this defense, and that second level's got to move up on that.
Yeah, they're way too deep.
You can't wait for that ball to get released when you break up there because you got safety help over the top.
All right, looks like they're tightening up just a little bit here, about 5 yards up now.
Oh, they close it up a little bit. 1st and 10. Now it'll be timeout by Coach Griffin. On the Eagles side of the field, he'll take his final timeout with 15 seconds left here in the first half. This is one thing you have to think about, Kelly. A touchdown here by Dripping Springs, and they get the ball to come back out and start the second half. They have the chance to tie it up.
I was saying that earlier, that if Dripping Springs could get a stop and then put points on the board, they get the ball back. And they've had 2 stops now. So this is a big series.
Yeah.
Big series. Good football game.
35-21. The Eagles lead it by 14. 15 seconds left in the first half. The Tigers of Dripping Springs have it 1st and 10 at the 39 of Georgetown. They have 1 timeout remaining. 2 men now deep, Darson Harmon and Marquise Dominguez for the Eagles. Now they're going to play up tighter on the line. You still got a man open out here. You got to get your other defensive back up there. 23, Jacob Faltasek steps up. And now a long pass down the near sideline. Cook battling for it. Darson Harmon goes up for it. They're going to call him out of bounds. It's no flag. No flag.
Well, if any,
Leo Diaz is down on the near sideline. He took a shot from his own man and from Cook. They all 3 came together right at the impact when the ball hit to Cook. But it went incomplete. Leo Diaz rolling around here on the near sideline. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 39-yard line. The interesting thing here to watch, maybe it's my OCD, I look up to confirm what we have written down and playing, and you look up, Dripping Springs, their own scorekeeper, has a hard time spotting the ball where it's as on the field. He has it at the 41. It's at the 39 of Georgetown.
Yeah, that was actually Darson that ran into Leo.
Now Leo hops up. And now he'll run off on his own power. It's good to see there. Now number 26, Colin Casey, comes in to replace him here on the near sideline. Colin Casey, the junior cornerback.
Well, and that's the side they've been attacking on this drive, is that left side.
It's where you got your big receivers, Cook and Alford, out here split left. So on the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 39. 9 seconds remaining. Novosad, he'll drop back. He drops straight back. He's looking right side. The blitz is on, and the sack. What a job. Who gets it? Is that Devin Ross?
Devin Ross.
Yes,
Devin Ross with the sack. A timeout called by Coach Zimmerman with 3 seconds left. What a play there. Devin Ross, the senior running back, records a sack.
That was huge.
And that's
right
back
there.
to the 47-yard line of Georgetown. So
now rush 3 and drop everybody back.
Yep.
Now it's a Hail
you
Mary.
know they're going end zone on this one.
No
And so,
interference.
no interference. Stay off of them and grab that ball if you can.
I don't know what his injury is, but McConnell is out there pumping up the defense. He's out there in the sweatshirt. I don't see any bandages on him or anything like that, so it's good to see him up and moving around.
Some information we got that we kept quiet during the week was Trent McConnell, a partial tear in his calf, which is why he just didn't respond well to treatment this week. We were talking about it Wednesday night with Reg and Coach off the air before the coaches show, and so unfortunately the senior safety not in there tonight, but the biggest cheerleader on that Eagle sideline.
That just shows his heart.
Deep ball here, got to be played. Novosad scrambles about the 45, and luckily no one hit him. He heaves it up, and it's going to be short and batted down. What a play there
That's
by
the
the
way you do
defense.
it.
And we'll go to half with a 14-point lead. 35-21. The big key play there is a sack, an 8-yard sack by senior running back Devin Ross to knock Dripping Springs kind of further back. And so now they're going to go to half with a 14-point lead. Dripping Springs will receive the second half kickoff. We'll take a timeout and be back with some more Georgetown Eagle football here in just a moment on SHN Sports.
The light shines on local students making their mark.
We grind as brothers, and we won as brothers today.
We just have each other's back no matter what.
See what it takes to be the best in class. High School Spotlight, Sunday on Valley Sports Southwest. The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com. The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
It is with the greatest of pleasure that I introduce you to the award-winning Sweethearts of Georgetown, the Georgettes.
And now we bring you the Georgettes, the pride of Georgetown. They'll come out and perform, and then the Eagle Band to perform. We'll try to bring you all the sounds from the field here at halftime. Back more with Georgetown football on SHN Sports.
The Georgette officers are Lieutenant Annabelle Coram, Lieutenant Hannah Dorr, First Lieutenant Stephanie Berganca, and your 2021-2022 Georgette captain, Miss Anna Kate Seaback. Georgette socials are Jordan Patterson, Aspen Schiefelbein, Julia Vickers, and Marissa Zavala. Officer's Choice of the Week is Addison Bouillon, and Georgette of the Week is Bella Saldana. And now watch as the Georgettes, as they perform a skirt routine to this all-time classic by Marvin Gaye, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The Georgettes are under the direction of none other than Miss Nikki Prosser. The band is led onto the field by drum majors Austin Novosad, Ben Crowley, and Sydney Harbers. Your 21-22 color guard captain is Maggie Lowe. Lieutenant is Laura Kettlewell. Sergeant is Brandon Bryce. Social officers are Amelia Watson and Mina Kamen. Officer's Choice of the Week is Mackenzie Sloas. Color guard member of the week is Marissa Eggleston. The Eagle Band would like to congratulate the Dripping Springs Band on an outstanding season and wish them the best of luck in the future. Now, please enjoy the Pride of Georgetown as they perform for your halftime entertainment, Metal Shop, the Hay Song, Land of a Thousand Dances, and the GHS Fight Song. The Eagle Band would like to thank our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Fred Brent, and the Principal of Georgetown High School, Mr. Brian Johnson. We would also like to thank our fabulous Fine Arts Department staff, GISD Director of Fine Arts, Mrs. Carol Watson, Administrative Assistant for Fine Arts is Amy Holmes, and Fine Arts Secretary is Gretchen Parker. Now let's hear it for Coach Griffin and our Eagle football team in the second half, and remember, Eagle fight never dies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the 34th line of the DSHS High Steppers under the direction of Tracy Neath and Kayla Roper. The High Steppers would like to thank their 2021 High Kicker sponsors for their support. Auto Tech, H2O2U, Dorothy Butler Law Firm, Quick Car, and Blue Iron Sentinel. Tonight, the High Steppers are under the field direction of Lieutenant Leah Thompson, Lieutenant Carly Murphy, Lieutenant Helena Grover, First Lieutenant Laurel Michaela, and Captain Scarlett Foxhoven. High Stepper of the Week is Carly Murphy. Officer's Choice is Olivia Funk. Tonight, the High Steppers are performing a traditional high kick to Magnificent Seven.
6.5 minutes left on the halftime clock. The Dripping Springs band performing here at halftime. We brought you the Georgettes and the Georgetown Eagle Marching Band. Kelly, unofficially, I showed the Georgetown Eagle offense having put up 380 yards of offense in the first half. You've got to see that again in the second half to be able to stay ahead and to beat these Dripping Springs Tigers.
We talked about it in the pregame. Darson had to control the offense, had to run the offense, and had to take care of the football. And that's exactly what he did. And it seems like that I don't want to say the play calling got safe, but we didn't quit taking some chances. Dripping Springs stepped up their game on the defensive side of the ball, and we wound up having, getting our last two drives stopped without scores. So our first drive coming out is going to be important. Dripping Springs is going to get the football to start the half, but we've got to put points on the board on our first drive.
And in that drive, the second to last drive that the Eagles had, they started at their own 24-yard line, and we moved all the way down to the Dripping Springs 23-yard line. There should have been a first down, a first and goal. The fake field goal, Tucker Griffin with a great pass over to the far sideline. Should have been down, first and goal at the 4-yard line. Called an illegal man downfield. We looked at the replay. We didn't see that. But a costly penalty there. It backed up the offense. We go to the pooch kick, and then we give Dripping Springs the ball on the 20-yard line with 2:07 left.
Right.
They come down in 22 seconds and put up a touchdown. And so that was a costly turn of events. And you're talking about a 13-play drive that just went 53 yards, but it controlled a lot of clock. You went 6 minutes and 2 seconds, but it turned out to be fruitless. No points.
Right.
And that was very costly there towards the end.
Well, in that last drive that Dripping Springs had, with Georgetown being able to stop it, we kept it from being a circumstance where it come out on the first drive and tie the game. So.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, we're here with Coach Griffin. Your thoughts on the first half? Looks pretty fun.
It was a great first half with the Georgetown Eagles. Man, our kids came to play, proud of what they're doing and how well they're performing. We just got to keep it up for another half.
We've been real proud of the defense, and it's been so much fun watching all the offensive plays.
Yeah, our kids are doing really well. We just got to continue to do what we're doing and win one more half.
Good luck, Coach. Back to you guys.
Hey, thanks, Dave. And Coach was right. It was a great half of football.
Yeah, it was.
You couldn't have. I guarantee we all. I think I can speak for the four of us. We believe Georgetown had a chance in this ballgame. I'm going to be the first to tell you I didn't believe we would be up by 14 at halftime, 35-21
right.
Over Dripping Springs the way we were.
Right.
This team came out and showed out. You had a first possession stop for Dripping, when they touched the ball after we scored, and you're up 14-0 right away. The team came out and played at a totally different level that you could hope for, and we luckily got. But after last week, you didn't know what to expect.
And on the flip side, on this side of the field, on the press box side of the field, if anybody thought Dripping Springs was going to roll over and give up, man, you don't know much about Dripping Springs football. These guys came out fighting, and they've done a good job of clawing their way back into this football game.
Well, you think about what you were talking about at the beginning of the game. This is a Dripping Springs team that has scored 50 points every game. I mean, their average is 50, give or take. So they've got 21. We've got 35. If they score 50 in their football games, we've got to continue to score because they made some adjustments. They got their team fired up. So this ball game, we put 50 points up a game. So Georgetown's got to continue to score. Just like Coach just said, we've got to play another half of football just like we just did because Dripping Springs is coming. And they're coming hard to get that 50-plus points that they're used to scoring.
I think if I'm the defensive coordinator for Dripping Springs, I'm trying to get in his head, and it puts a smile on my face to think about how does he stop Darson in this high-powered offense. So we keep putting our foot on the gas to keep scoring every time. But I keep thinking back to that fourth down stop with our defense. I'm so proud of our defense tonight. And then that fourth down stop, got the ball at the 45, and it's pretty much points off turnovers. A 45-yard touchdown pass down there to Marquise Dominguez. I mean, we have scored when we needed to score, and we got a little bit of a head. And that was big. on this Dripping Springs Tigers team that can score as our team comes back out on the field.
So during the halftime, here come the Georgetown Eagles out of their inflatable on the far sideline. The band playing in the background would keep them up a little bit here. Love hearing them. But I tell you what, at halftime I was talking. It was kind of funny. I told you guys at the beginning, I grew up here in Dripping Springs, 1st grade through 10th grade. All of my siblings went here. My mom taught for years here in Dripping Springs. A lot of history for me and my family here in Dripping Springs. And I go out, I'm talking to one of the Georgetown coaches who's standing up here, and I was like, man, what a great game. And come to find out, it was a classmate of mine who now works at Georgetown. And he's like, but it feels good to beat our old hometown. And we started talking about it, and it is. It's a feeling that this Georgetown team has come in and is not scared of a 10-0 team. They're not scared of a Dripping Springs team that is a good football team.
But now the challenge for the Georgetown coaching staff is not letting these kids be too overconfident, because they did come out on a 10-0 team and hang 35 on them in the first half. You have to make sure they are focused and ready to play like they started this game for this second half.
I can guarantee you 2 things will not be on the scoreboard when we finish. 21 points will not be there for Dripping Springs, and 35 will not win it for Georgetown.
If 35 is still on there for Georgetown at the end of the game, we've lost this football game.
You look at the playoffs and the bi-district round and then going into the area round as I try to find my stat sheet that I had earlier. The Weiss Wolves were victorious last night, the champions of District 11. They were able to win it last night. They go on to the area round. And then the Manor Mustangs were victorious as well. So far, 2-0 is District 11 against District 12. We would love to make it 13-0. What's the update on Cedar Park against Buda Johnson?
Cedar Park and Buda Johnson are in the fourth quarter, just starting the fourth quarter. It's 21-19 Cedar Park. So a good ball game there.
Yeah, goodness gracious. What time did they start that game, I wonder?
7 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
So, Kelly, Wally, did y'all talk about strength of schedule with Dripping Springs District versus our district?
We discussed a little bit pregame, and that's the thing the coach talked about. There was a lot of separation between the top of this district, District 12, and the bottom, where it was more spread out in District 11. A lot of tougher competition, and so you just didn't know what to expect, how hard of a competition they played, and I don't think Dripping Springs has played an offense like this.
Right.
We get ready for the kickoff. The Eagles kick it off, center of the field. It's caught and taken there about the 32-yard line. We'll see where they spot him as he caught it running backwards on the fair catch. So Dripping Springs will start the second half with the ball, trailing by 14, 35-21. And now we'll see where they spot it. Looks like it'll be at the 33-yard line. So Dripping Springs will have it 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line here for the third quarter.
I need to hear this guy's name some. Carson Guido. Hopefully he can get some pressure on that quarterback back there, get in the backfield, make a difference, and slow this team down.
Number 7.
Jesse Avila.
Okay.
Shotgun snap will go back to Novosad. Empty backfield for the Tigers. He looks out. Quick swing pass out to Alford, and it's low into the ground, incomplete, as he was covered up there by Leo Diaz and number 23, Baltasek. Thought a big flag came in there, a glare off the window. I thought a flag came in late. I was like, oh, we can't have this.
We talked about Georgetown setting some stuff up on their plays. I think Dripping Springs is trying to set something up on that for a deep shot later in the game.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Offered offset to the left side of Novosad. Shotgun snap over his head. It bounces about the 20-yard line. A dive for it. The ball's loose. It looks like Georgetown has it. We'll look for the official signal. The umpire give a signal, and he hadn't given it, but Georgetown's coming running on the field, and their ball already came out from the sideline.
Oh, what a great play. Well, wasn't a great play. It was lucky for us, not so lucky for Dripping Springs, but
that is the momentum shift that you needed right there coming out of the halftime. Everybody's rested, everybody's ready, and boy, just fired up and hyped up, and boy, that center just overshot, and that was a great blessing for the Eagles.
That takes away the reason why you deferred to the second half right there.
There it is.
That turnover nullifies that. That's like us having the kickoff both halves.
1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 18-yard line. Already in the red zone to start the first possession of the second half. Darson Herman hand off to the Moose, up past the 15 to the 10. He runs over a guy. The ball's out.
No, it didn't come out.
We're good.
Okay. Well, it looked like the Moose ran. Oh, that was Dickman coming in trying to get a block. Oh, my goodness. 1st and goal inside the 10 for the Eagles. Hand it off to the Moose, and he cuts it back up the middle, gets inside the 5. See where they take him down at. It looks like they'll spot him at the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5. So a gain of 1 on 1st and goal. The Moose running hard to start things off here in the second half for the Eagles. The turnover battle so far now goes the way of the Eagles on the fumble recovery snap over Novaside's head. And the Eagles lurking, trying to put some more points on the board. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Herman with Devin Ross in the backfield, now with Petter on his left side. 2 receivers right, 2 men in the backfield beside Harmon. He'll hand it off. Nope, Herman keeps it right up the middle. Gets hit about the 2-yard line, bounces off of it. Now the pile pushes backwards, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line for the Eagles.
That's something you rarely see. Darson got hit and stopped right there at the goal line. It's a great tackle. Look at this bunch formation.
It's a good push, though. We got to get it in. Here we go.
Push in, and let's see what the line
He's
does.
in,
And
he's
it's a
up.
touchdown for the Georgetown Eagle. 3rd and goal from the 1, and the Eagles take advantage and put some points on the board off the turnover. And they take the lead now by 20, pending the extra point. Could be 21. The Minutemen press extra point attempt. Tucker Griffin on to hold. Carson Salceda, the senior kicker, on to attempt the extra point.
How many times have you heard me say I wish Darson would go under center and just push forward, and they just did that. And that was beautiful.
Good push by that line as well.
Snap back. Tucker gets the hold down. The kick is away, and it is good. And the Eagles expand their lead to 21, 42-21. 10:32 left in the second half, or in the third quarter. But, boys, the Georgetown Eagles got both opening kickoffs there.
Yeah, and that turnover for Dripping Springs is enormous.
Huge. Because
you have some momentum going into the half. Even though you didn't score, you've cut that lead down to 2 scores, and then you give up the ball on just a mental mistake by the center and snapping it over the quarterback's head, and you have sucked all that momentum away now and put it back on the sideline with Georgetown Eagles, and that's huge.
Put Dripping Springs back up against that wall, stressed out, never been here before. Can't believe first round of the playoffs they're down 21 points. I mean, this is just such a great start for the second half for the Eagles.
You know what else? They came to Georgetown last year and beat us.
Yep.
So,
and
just saying.
Our last 2 possessions in the first half got stopped with no points. Our first possession, even though it's on a short field, put it in the end zone.
Now their last 2 possessions have been held scoreless as well to end the first half and to start the second half. The Georgetown Eagle Football Boosters Club scoring drive, 4 plays, 18 yards, took 1:17 off the clock, and it's capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by senior quarterback Darson Herman. The 3-headed kickoff monster gets ready for the Eagles. 10:32 left in the third quarter. The kickoff down the middle. Fair catch made at the 37-yard line. So we're slowly giving them more and more yards. You wonder why. I've never asked Coach Griffin that, and it's really, I don't think maybe it's my place to ask it, why we do not kick the ball any further down the yard. We give up a short field almost every time.
You know, I'm sorry, Kelly.
No, go ahead.
I think that's a great question for you to ask at the next coach's show. Just say, hey, listen, because maybe I know you're always afraid of that kickoff return and things like that, but boy, starting the ball here now almost close to the 40 is kind of dangerous.
Novaside down the near sideline, throws it up to Cook. Cook goes up and gets it, and a tackle broken there, and he's down the sideline. 10-5 touchdown. And you know what? That was a great play by the defense and a great play by the receiver. I lost his number here on my board. I'm on the defense at Dripping Springs.
Cook.
Number 6, Kyle Cook, the sophomore receiver. He is a big boy. He went up and got it. Leo Diaz and then another player both hit him at the same time, and they both bounced off, and Cook took it all the way for the touchdown. 1 play, touchdown for the Eagles. They cut it back, or the Tigers. They cut it back to 15, now maybe 14. Walker Wright with the extra point attempt. It is good. And the Tigers fight right back into it, cutting it back to 14-point lead for the Eagles. A 1-play drive that went 64 yards.
Well, and now you get back to what both teams had in mind coming out of the second half.
Yeah.
So Dripping Springs now, the defensive adjustments that they made in the first half, they can really apply those now since Georgetown's going to have a longer field, and they've got a little momentum back, crowds back into the game, 14-point game, so Georgetown needs to just stay patient, push this ball right down the field, and don't change the game plan.
I kind of look at this as being that, those championship rounds right now. Every football game in the playoffs is championship rounds, but this is the second half, and they've got to come out, and they've got to get punched. They've got to get knocked down. They've got to punch back. They've got to just keep going back and forth. We cannot let it put all. This doesn't surprise us. We know Dripping Springs is going to try to put their 50-plus points on the board tonight.
Yep.
Kelly, at what point do you see an onside kick for Drip?
Oh, I don't. It wouldn't surprise me at any point.
The way they're kicking tonight, you just never know.
Javier Ortega, number 99, the senior kicker, back to kick for the Tigers. And he'll put a boot on it. It's a line drive squibber, fielded at the 32 by Petter. Up past the 35, 40, runs through two defenders up to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. And so great field position for the Eagles. Petter fielded that one up. And right there, that's not an onside kick, but that squib kick is hard to field. Yeah. And Petter did a great job of protecting the ball.
Staying patient, getting low, making sure his hands are on the football before he tried to take off running. I heard the excitement in your voice because you saw the same hole that I saw. Just Dripping Springs was able to close it up before he could get through there.
First and 10.
Great field position.
First and 10 from their own 42-yard line. 10-17 left in the third quarter. 42-28. The Eagles lead the Tigers by 14. Two receivers left, one right. Hawkins in motion to the right side. It'll be a handoff, and it looks like it's to the Moose. He dances there in the backfield, then he's brought down. It'll be no gain. A good pursuit there. Let's see who made that tackle. Number 90, Nathan Prehar, the junior end. Makes the tackle, brings up second and 10 now at the 42-yard line.
Kind of interesting seeing these offensive linemen switch sides. Have we seen that this season?
That's been a new thing.
Yeah, last couple of games.
Hawkins now to the left side of the end. Two running backs. Fake the handoff. Pass out to the far side. It's Dominguez. Stiff arm a man inside the 45, 40. Breaks a tackle. Inside the 40 into Dripping Springs territory. A first down for the Eagles. Great run there after the catch for Marquise Dominguez. It'll be about the 37-yard line of Dripping Springs.
Whenever you see that switch like that, you see those linemen go, and then they brought in somebody into the tight end position. You're thinking run, and that was a great pass off of that run formation.
One receiver left, one right. Two running backs in the backfield, offset to either side of Harmon. Fake the handoff. He's coming to the near side. He hits Dickman, hit immediately. Whistle blown, and they're going to continue on and throw him to the ground. Throw the flag.
There you go.
Finally, the flag thrown on the Tigers side. And you can't argue that if you're the Dripping Springs coach. Get off the field.
No, he's
the
on
whistle had blown.
He's in number 9's ear hole, saying you can't do that.
Drayden Dickman caught the pass, and he was taken down, stopped his momentum about the 33-yard line.
That's a big penalty.
But that's a 15-yarder right there, and he's coming off the field there.
A little bit of that frustration starting to show on the Dripping Springs sideline possibly, guys.
And that's what we were talking about, Dave, in the first half. Number 5 had shoved one of our players in the back when the play was over 4 or 5 seconds, and no flag was thrown. And you saw the frustrations getting there for some of the players. And right there, the whistle blowing, and they finally spiked Dickman to the ground. And now a big penalty will take the Eagles inside the red zone up to the 18-yard line.
How do you handle adversity?
Yep, that was big. You're going to see more and more of that, I think. Georgetown scores here. You're going to see Dripping Springs really.
Ball's on the ground, and the Eagles fall on it. That was a crazy play with a lot of motion going on. And luckily, Dickman falls on it back at the 26-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 8. And that brings up second and 18 there.
Devin Ross, they try to reverse, and Devin kind of tossed the ball instead of handing it to Petter, and that's where the exchange got messed up.
Second and 18 from the 26 of Dripping Springs. The Eagles have got to put this one into the end zone here. More points. They've got to just stay consistent on offense, burning time and putting points on the board to stay on top of this one. Harmon now with Petter in motion, back to the right side, fake it, and right up the middle. Harmon 25, and he falls down.
I love all the motion. You know, it's got the defense running all over the place, and that opened from my vantage point opened up a pretty nice hole for Darson. You give that much room.
I thought Darson would have been inside the 15-yard line. He fell down right at the 21. A gain of 5. Now it's 3rd and 13. Big third down here for the Eagles early in the third quarter. Now a pass to the near side, caught about the 12, breaks a tackle inside the 10, and inside the 5. It's going to be a 1st and goal. Is that Marquise Dominguez? It is. He gets up and points first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. What a job of converting that 3rd down. Dominguez made that happen. Quickly back to the line. Harmon under center. He's going to take the snap, and they push forward inside the 5-yard line to the 4-yard line.
On that previous play, you saw something that just drove Georgetown crazy last week, missed tackles.
Yep.
Dominguez got that ball, and they had him stop short of the 1st down, but he was able to keep driving and break that tackle and get the 1st down inside.
Herman on the
And
carry.
that athleticism for him to keep his balance and not take a knee right there was awesome.
Put that hand down, kept his balance, and broke it, got inside for the 1st down. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Quick back to the line to get the defense off, but you only get a yard there. Important to get those yards moving forward and get into the end zone. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Man in motion. Shotgun snap back. Herman to the left side, wide open. Touchdown, Georgetown. What a job. And Dave, you just talked about it. The motion has the defense going crazy.
And
you've got so many weapons, and the motion just has got to be driving the defensive coordinator nuts on the other side of the field.
Yeah, and it did exactly what it's designed to do right there, because it drew all of the containment in, and the linebacker didn't stay committed to that outside. And whenever I saw him coming in motion, I almost predicted what was coming. But oh man,
Minutemen press extra point attempt. Carson Saucedo on the snap back. Tucker with the hold. And the kick is good. Carson Saucedo perfect on the night. 7 for 7 on extra points. And more importantly, it's a 21-point lead again for the Georgetown Eagles with 6:46 left here in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back. We're going to play a couple of commercials. Valley Sports here on SA.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships.
And we're back here for the kickoff. The Georgetown Eagles put it in the end zone again. A 58-yard drive, just under 4 minutes. A good job of burning some clock and putting points on the boards. Again, their 2nd drive of the half and 2 touchdowns for the Eagles. They'll get set to kick it off here to the Tigers. 49-28, boys. That was correct. 35 wasn't going to win it. But, man, 14 points on two possessions is very nice for the Eagles. The kick, short in the middle, fielded. And here's my thing right there. I know that he didn't do much there. On a kick where you are fielding for it and then you act like you're going to run, in any other level of football, that's a penalty.
Right.
It's a delay of game. But they fielded again. And I'm surprised Dripping Springs aren't returning those kicks.
Yeah, they've got some room, a little bit of room, but I'd like to see that kick dropped about the 30-yard line, 28-yard line,
you're
right
up
over their
when
head.
you're getting it at the 35, even if you take off 5 or 10 yards, I mean you're putting up. But I'm glad they're not.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. 3 receivers right, none left, or 3 receivers left, none right. Fake the handoff. Nope, they're going to hand it to Alford, and he breaks a tackle right up the middle. 45-50, 45-40. Alford will be gone here. Baylor Alexander gives chase. 10-5 touchdown. Preston Alford, the senior running back, breaks it open for a 64-yard touchdown run. 2 possessions back-to-back. The Tigers go 1 play, 64 yards. At what point do we change the kicking game and try to pin them deeper and make them work for it when they're putting up points in 10-second pops?
Well, Kyle, number 7, he's also wearing number 7. Kyle, he had a shot right there at the line of scrimmage and didn't see the running back who was right by him, and he ran right past him and scored.
Walker right on to try the extra point attempt. It is up and good. The lead cut back to 14 now for Georgetown. 6:35.
It's going to be a flag.
Kicker, possibly.
Roughing.
An 11-second drive, 64 yards, one play. It's a repetitive thing that the Eagle defense cannot continue to allow. They cannot keep up with that if you're not going to burn 8 or 10 minutes in every possession.
Right.
So you give them the ball back.
How important is it? We go back to the beginning of this football game when we got out early, and the onside kick was a big deal, and there was a lot of things that went our way early to get us this cushion. That's a big deal right now, I think.
2:48 left in the fourth quarter. Buda Johnson has taken the lead over Cedar Park, 29-21.
So Buda Johnson, the home team, they finished second in District 12 this season. One loss on the year, and that was to this Dripping Springs Tiger team that decided the district championship for District 12.
I wonder at what point Dripping Springs defense starts getting tired, because they've been on the field a long time. And then you've had 2 touchdowns scored on 2 plays
in 21 seconds.
And your defense is going, could somebody fall down for a little bit and let me get some, because defense is going to start getting tired.
Maybe another long, sustained drive like we had in the first half. That 4 or 5 minute drives. That's really good for the Georgetown team.
Try to burn the rest of this time in the third quarter. Javier Ortega skips another one. Petter will fall on this one at the 33-yard line. That one a little bit more sauce behind it there. And one Eagle return member jumped over it and let it get back to the hands team there as Petter jumped on it after it bounced off him. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They're going to spot him at the 34-yard line.
Wally, I want to talk about these guys up front for the Georgetown offense. We talked about them at the beginning of the game, saying they've got to do the deed tonight. And Schweitzer and Nick Fisher and Broden Elliott and all these big hosses up front, Jacob Weisheimer and Jeremiah Phillips, have done a great job tonight.
And you got fresh legs, running backs. At what point do you start pounding the ball, running it with all these fresh legs? 4 running backs.
Harmon going to pass. Wide open is Dickman. It's underthrown, and it's intercepted by the Tigers right at midfield. He's going to run to the far side. A man tripped up. He breaks a tackle, and he's taken down about the 43-yard line. A good read there by Chase Wisnant. He cut the route of Dickman. The ball kind of underthrown a little bit behind Dickman there on a bullet pass.
That ball needed to come out a little bit earlier because the corner or the safety was able to close that distance before the ball came out. That's a big turnover, so it's time. The defense really needs to step up right now.
Yeah, he read that one perfectly, and that's the first turnover of the ball game, and so we need to. Defense needs to make a big stop here.
6:23 left. Turn around, hand it to Alford. He goes to the right side, breaks a tackle. 35-30, downfield blocking and pushed out of bounds. Alford about the 20-yard line.
Somebody needs to start tackling again. We did a great job in the first half of doing that, but now the tackling has left the defense. These guys have got to get after this offense and stop this drive.
Yeah, this offense, they went in halftime, and they have figured out the Eagle defense, and that's why that turnover is going to be costly. We cannot have any more turnovers tonight.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line of Georgetown. The Tigers have it. Novosad gets the shotgun snap. He's back to pass. Looking for the end zone. He's going to throw to the near corner, and it's up and good.
Touchdown, Tigers.
Kyle Cook, the sophomore receiver.
From Austin Novosad to number 6, Kyle Cook.
Cook puts it in the end zone, and that drive, boys, lasted all of 15 seconds this time. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, 4 plays in less than 30 seconds. At this point, you can't sustain that's kind of a tempo with the Dripping Springs offense.
Yeah, you're giving them too much, and they're not. It's no effort. Kind of looks like the game last week in the second half.
The extra point attempt by Walker Wright is good, and the lead now just 7 for the Eagles, 49-42.
Got us a ball game.
Yep, brand new ball game. That quick. And that's high school football for you, but just that quick.
The Tigers scored on 2 plays, 42 yards, 15 seconds off the clock. Combined time here in the second half on the 3 possessions, the 3 touchdowns.
Guys, I would really like to see a nice 6-minute, 8-second drive where we go down and score via running the ball. We have a really good line right now. The running backs. Let's pound the ball. and wear down that defense of Dripping Springs.
36 seconds of combined time off the clock in the last 3 drives for the Dripping Springs Tigers. One play, and 2 plays.
And that's how you close a 21-point lead down to 7.
And don't discount Dickman back here. If the ball gets back to him, or even Petter or Moosey or Dominguez, if it gets to them, they could take this to the house.
Javier Ortega set to kick. The line driver goes skipping around. Petter fields it at the 30. Up to the 35, 40, makes a man miss. 45, pushes forward and taken down about the 49-yard line. A great return there of 19 yards by Andrew Petter. And the Eagles have it 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line for this drive.
So now a little adversity for the Eagles.
Yep.
Let's see how they handle that adversity. If you just pat them on the helmet and say, all right, go do what you know how to do. It's all offense in the second half because there is no D for either team, really.
Not right now.
Protect that football. That is the key right now. Protect that football. No turnovers.
Both defenses have gotten a turnover for their teams, and both teams used it to put points on the board. Harmon gets the snap. He'll run it. Cuts back at the midfield. It gets up past the 45 to the 44 of Dripping Springs. A nice run of about 7 yards on first down. Or they spotted Petter down at midfield. And now looking across the way. So a gain of 6 on first down. Brings up 2nd and 4. Good run there by Darson Harmon.
And that's what's working, and they need to go back to what worked in the first half, and that's running and pounding that ball. This line, like Dave said, is making holes.
Empty backfield. Harmon, little swing pass out to Petter left side, 45. Cuts it back at the 40. Runs over man, 35, 30. And down there, Andrew Petter running hard. The sophomore picks up a Georgetown Eagle first down at the 30-yard line of Dripping Springs.
Yeah, those are the plays that you like to see because you have the small runs right up the middle and then you bust something for a little longer and just keep a sustained drive going.
And they've been doing that. Run, pass to the side,
1st and 10. Empty backfield. One man split left. That's Drayden Dickman. Petter, Daring, and Dominguez, the wide receivers, all to the right side. Harmon will take the shotgun snap, drops back. He's looking to the far side, gets it to Dickman. Dickman tackled there at the 25-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5 on first down. Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Eagles.
And I like seeing the patience out of the Georgetown offense. There could be that tendency to just try to take something big and get that score back. But I like this. I like these play calls.
Chip away. Run
2nd and 5 from the 25 now. Back to the line quickly. Looked like they're going to snap it, but they're taking their time now. Inside 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. 49-42, Georgetown by 7. Shotgun snap will come back to Harmon. Empty backfield. He's looking on the far sideline. He's going to the end zone and wide open, and Dickman goes up and gets it. Does he catch it?
No.
It's incomplete. Unable to bring it in there. He had a couple of steps there on the cornerback. If he hauls it in, it's a touchdown, no doubt there.
Well, this is the exact spot where you take that shot. It's a good play call because you got 3rd and 5 now. You're getting close to the red zone, and you take that shot down the field. It's a good call. Big third down.
Big third down for Georgetown here. 3rd and 5 from the 25-yard line of Dripping Springs. Empty backfield. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Harmon immediately takes off to the right. 35, 25, gets inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line, and that'll bring up 4th and 2 now.
Well, good crowd tonight. Both sides of the field. Good crowd involved.
The Dripping Springs fans went crazy when they were able to stop Darson Harmon for only a 3-yard gain.
My deal is, though, right there, you gave them no guesswork to do for the defense.
You got to do it twice.
Darson was alone in the backfield. You knew if it was going to get run, it was him. They keyed in on that, stopped him for a gain of 3.
This is huge.
4th and 2 from the 22-yard line. Devin Ross offset to the right side of Harmon in the backfield. 2 receivers left. Petter on the right end outside of Hawkins. Shotgun snap comes back. Fake the handoff. Herman right up the middle, wide open, and he's not even going to be touched. Touchdown. Darson Herman fakes the handoff on the end around to Drayden Dickman and takes it in for a 22-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles move it back up to 13, pending the extra point attempt. The Minutemen press extra point attempt.
It was not Dave's 6-minute and 8-second drive, but I'll take it, buddy.
2.5, 3 minutes, and
I
boy, I tell you, and a score.
Darson is putting this game on his shoulders.
Yes, sir.
Carson Sauceda on to attempt the Minutemen press extra point attempt. Tucker Griffin to hold. Snap back. Griffin gets the hold down. The kick is away. And it is good. Sauceda continues to be perfect from extra point range tonight. And the Eagles lead it again by 14 over the Dripping Springs Tigers, 56-42.
Boy, if we just exchange touchdowns, so be it.
Hey, exactly. We got to respond every time, though. Every time. That turnover hurt us. We couldn't do it then, but we got it. Went down, got the score. Let's go.
The Georgetown Eagle football booster scoring drive summary. 6 plays, 50 yards in 2 minutes and 35 seconds off the board. Capped off by a 22-yard touchdown run by Darson Harmon.
Cedar Park and Johnson are tied with 45 seconds left in the game.
Oh, my goodness. 29-29. A battle there. Cedar Park not used to – you know what? Not used to hard football games. Cedar Park used to having dominating seasons. This year has been a challenge as they ended up 4-3 in district play as well. The only 4-point difference of why they ended in third place and not in fourth place like the Eagles. But a tough test tonight for them on the road against a good Buda Johnson football team.
I tell you, man, it's what a great night of football, man. Beautiful night, great crowd. This is what Texas high school football, playoff football is all about right here.
Playoff football. It's just nothing like high school playoff football.
Oh, I love it.
See if you can pull up any other local scores. I know Westlake is taking on Hutto tonight. A lot of good high school football in the area. The onside kick from the Eagles, and it's taken and dropped down at the 43-yard line. So Dripping Springs has it. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. To start this possession, their best field position of the second half.
All right, defense. Defense got to do something.
Big defensive stop here.
Got to do something.
Really get that momentum really rolling in Georgetown's favor.
These 1- and 2-play drives that they're having, we got to stop this something.
Yes.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Novosad turns around, hands it off to Alford. Alford drives with the pile to the right side, breaks a tackle up past the midfield stripe to the 45. Enough for a first down. Dripping Springs will have it 1st and 10 inside Eagle territory at the 45-yard line.
They are just having a great deal of success in everything they're doing in this second half, and there got to be some adjustments because what they tried to do at halftime is not working.
12-yard run by Alford. 1st and 10 at the 45 of Georgetown. Novosad gets a shotgun snap, fakes the handoff. He drops back. He's looking to go deep. Double coverage down the middle of the field. It's overthrown, middle of the field. Could have been offensive pass interference. No flag down. It's incomplete.
It looked as though the offensive runner there just kind of gave up on that play. There was too much defense right there for him.
Boys, this is something different for you to look at and try to digest here in the third quarter. This is the first time Dripping Springs has had 3 plays in a drive this half. The first drive, the second play was a snap over the head that Georgetown recovered the fumble, and then you had a touchdown drive in 1 play, and 2 plays. 2nd and 10 from the 45 of Georgetown. Novosad fake. Now he'll pass it out here to Walker Wright. Breaks a tackle at the 45, but he's stacked up, making a bunch of moves, and he only gets forward to the 40-yard line. They'll spot him at the 39, a gain of 6, and brings up 3rd and 4 now for the Tigers.
Boy, I tell you, 3 guys.
There's nothing that a coach just can't stand more than that. Those
Tackling
grabby tackles. You
pad.
have got to get these men low every time.
Quickly back at it. Novosad hands it off to Alford. He comes to the outside, strings it out, and now a penalty called there. It'll be a hold on Dripping Springs as Alford gets pushed out of bounds short of the first down.
That's a big hold right there.
You're definitely going to back him up, I would assume, there, because it's going to be close to a first down. But you want to put him at 4th and long because that'll back it up.
Penalties holding against the Tigers.
So the hold on Dripping Springs will be accepted. The 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage will back it up, and now it'll be 3rd and 14 from the 49-yard line of Georgetown.
So the winner of this game will play Fort Bend Hightower, who defeated Port Arthur Memorial tonight 24-21. So
okay.
And I'll find those
starting to lay out.
I'll find those scores you asked about.
Dripping Springs has it 3rd and 14. Novosad back to pass. He's looking near side, slings it out wide open at the 35-yard line. Is Kyle Cook.
Pass is complete. Number 6, Kyle
he's just making that break just perfect.
That's a big pickup on 3rd and 14. Another 1st and 10 up to the 32-yard line of Georgetown.
We've got to tighten that cushion up just a little bit. They're killing us with that.
Westlake is whipping Hutto 42-3 in the end of the third quarter. Lake Travis is up 48-7 over Cedar Ridge.
Both those teams are going to
Shotgun formation for the Tigers. Back in the empty backfield is Novosad. He's going near sideline. The bullet pass, and it's too far outside the reach of Alford. Out of bounds as he was covered there by 3 defenders.
I've been impressed with his accuracy because he threw that ball where nobody else had a shot between 3 defenders.
You got to give it to it. Novosad's thrown. He's a junior quarterback here for Dripping Springs. He threw for over 30,000 yards in the regular season in 10 games. That's averaging, man, I tell you what, 300 yards a game passing is a good average for a high school quarterback. And Novosad, he is sharp. He can throw the ball up in the air and put some air under it, but then he throws a rocket out to the near sideline here that we just saw there, just a little bit wide of Alford.
A lot of offense by both teams tonight.
2nd and 10 from the 32. Turn around, hand it to Alford. He dances, follows a block, wide open, 25-20, makes a man miss, and then gets popped about the 18-yard line. A good stick there.
He just danced around, was very patient, and waited for his blocks to open up, Kelly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. He ran right between 79 and 56 over there on the right side, just waited for him to move their guys.
Yeah, we're still missing tackles, too. Gosh.
1st and 10 inside the red zone at the 18-yard line. Who made the tackle? Number 6 here on the near sideline. Kelly, who is that? It's not Dickman on defense, is it?
No. I can't see his number.
Novosad, quick swing out. It's caught by Cook. A hold there on Dickman. No flag thrown on the near sideline. Dickman got pulled sideways. And now Cook gets down inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal at the 4 for the Tigers. That, I tell you what, that's their weapon tonight. You're not throwing hardly to anybody else besides Alford and Cook. And the 1st and goal now at the 4-yard line. Handed off to Alford. He brings it around the left side. And now he's hitting the backfield. Dropped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. What a tackle there.
Number 23, I believe, was the first young man to get to him.
Valtasek and the Punisher, A.J. Bradshaw, in on the tackle.
You know, with the success they've had throwing to Cook, you say double them up, but they've had so much success in the running game, too, that you can't pull somebody extra out there. You got to try to keep the containment on that running game.
Yeah, we got to tighten up this middle. They're going to take it right up the middle here.
Novosad takes it, hands it off to Alford right up the middle. He's hit about the 1, and he powers in for the touchdown. 1:02 left in the third quarter, and the Georgetown Eagles lead trimmed down to 8-7, pending the extra point attempt by Walker Wright.
Just punches, man. Punches.
Got to keep punching.
This is where our defense comes in handy. I mean, our offense comes in handy, getting that lead. And then, Coach said that this series has historically been high scoring.
And close.
The extra point attempt is good, and it's back to a 7-point lead for Georgetown now, 56-49. 1:02 left in the third quarter. Let's take a quick timeout. Be back after this with more Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports.
Like tonight, guys, love to see Galen Welnicki up there telling us what the stats are. Shout out to him for all the years that he helped us out.
Oh, we love you, Galen.
Way to bring us back from timeout, Dave, from the sideline. That was uncanny timing. That was like perfect. As soon as we went hot, that was awesome. Dave calling shots from the field. Ortega launches this one. It's a high one, fielded by Dickman at the 15. He cuts towards the middle of the field. He's got a man chasing him. He cuts back at the 20, makes a man miss. Blindside block. That's going to be a flag by Dominguez. That was horrible. Not a good play there by Marquise Dominguez. It sprung Dickman for about 5 more yards, but unfortunately it's going to cost 10 or 15.
That block, you just put your hands on them and stop them. You can't hit them. You can't lower your shoulder, but you can put your hands on them and push them.
So it'll back it up. It's I don't know, you call it an illegal blindside block, a block in the back.
Yep.
It's a big penalty on the Eagles, and that's going to back them up inside their own 20.
And no, it's to protect the players because that's when guys get hurt. And Dominguez has got to know that.
So now the back official, I don't know if you saw that, Kelly. He just walks up and moves his flag up to the 35-yard line. A different flag. This one was clear on the backside on the block by Dominguez. This one up here, he just scooted it up to the 35. So let's see if there's multiple fouls here.
Both on us.
Coach Griffin out to talk. Coach Zimmerman out at the 35-yard line.
They called it a block in the back.
Coach Griffin says, let's go score, let's go score. He knows it. He's hearing us. He agrees with us in the booth.
Against Georgetown. One is for holding. That penalty's declined. The other penalty is an illegal block in the back.
It wasn't
that
a block in the back.
Accepted.
It was a blindside block, but it wasn't a block in the back.
Yes, it was because he called it that. 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. A 90-yard drive in the works here, hopefully, for the Georgetown Eagles. Their worst starting field position of the night. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. The history of these two teams head-to-head. Last year, Dripping Springs won 49-42 in the playoffs. The two prior times they played, both on Halloween night, 2014 and 2015, Georgetown won both games, 35-28, 44-37. So, yes, shootouts indeed. Not this high, but I think you've got more powerful offenses for both teams now than you had then behind these two quarterbacks that are just putting on a show. 1st and 10 from their own 10. A man in motion, Harmon in the backfield. He'll hand it off to Devin Ross. Devin goes up and gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. They'll spot him up between the 10 and 11-yard line, give him a gain of 1, brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, we've talked about not turning the ball over, and the Eagles have done a good job. Just one turnover tonight, but right here, no penalties, no silly penalties, no pre-snap or post-whistle penalties.
We've talked about it all night. Fundamental, disciplined football. This is where it's at right here.
One receiver right, one left, two running backs offset to either side of Harmon in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, looks to pass. Quick pass out to the left side. Marquise Dominguez makes a man miss, gets up past the 20-yard line. It'll be a first down. A great play there by Marquise Dominguez. Make it up for the block in the back, blindside block. Gets us out of trouble up to the 23-yard line. Nice play there by Dominguez.
And that block happened right about where he caught the football too. So
yeah, that was huge. We needed to get those yards back, get that first down. Now we're ready to start like it was the kickoff.
What do they call it? Get out of the shadow of your own goalpost there.
Yeah.
And now a 1st and 10 up to the 23, but not before the third quarter comes to an end. We'll take a timeout. Be back with the fourth quarter, boys and girls. This is a barn burner, 56-49. The Georgetown Eagles lead it by 7. We'll be back with more Eagle football in just a moment here on SHN.
SHN Sports would like to thank TXB Convenience Market for hosting the Georgetown Eagle Coaches Show. TXB is an upscale restaurant-style convenience market. Our brand is rooted in and was built upon 3 Texan values: hospitality, integrity, and authenticity. We're famous for our fresh tenders and tacos. TXB is open 24/7, and we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. After a great play by Marquise Dominguez to break a tackle and get the first. Shotgun snap back, handed to Better. He goes to the right side, gets around the outside on the end. 25, cuts it around to the 30, and driven out of bounds there near the first down marker. So a nice run there by Andrew Petter to take it to the outside and follow his block.
I'm saying stay in bounds. Let the clock run. Run clock.
And they're going to spot him. It's going to be short. Harmon under center, and he's going to push forward all the way up to the 35-yard line. That second and goal second and 1. The guy never even changed the down marker. It was second and 1, and he gets it up to 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
I'm with you, Kelly. We've got to keep this clock running.
Yes, we do.
Got to keep this. Stop trying to get out of bounds. Keep this clock running. Score, and let's get out of here.
11 minutes, 25 seconds left in the ball game. 2 running backs in the backfield, offset to either side of Harmon. Shotgun snap, hand it to Petter. He comes to the left side, makes a man miss, runs over a man, gets up past the 40 to the 41-yard line. A gain of 6 on first down will bring up 2nd and 4 for the Eagles.
Got to hang on to that football because now Dripping Springs is trying to strip that ball out. So good job of covering it up with 2 hands.
I don't need more cowbell. I need more running. Just running.
Run plays. And you've got the stable of running backs to make it happen for the Georgetown Eagles. 2nd and 4 from the 41-yard line. Devin Ross to the right of Harmon. Petter to the left. Hand it to Petter. He's going to go. Harmon keeps it right up the middle. Drives forward. Runs into a wall about the 43-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2. That'll bring up 3rd and 2 now for the Eagles.
They stripped it out of there, but he was down. You're right, Kelly. They're coming after that ball on every play, trying to get it out of there.
Well, and it's funny hearing this Dripping Springs crowd react whenever they hold Darson to 1
2
or 2 yards.
Woo!
I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
And now a timeout by the official. He's pointing to something on Devin Ross. So now Devin Ross will have to come out of the game. The umpire saw it, blew the whistle dead, and said it was his timeout. They'll reset the down clock. Start the clock back running. That was a running play, and you've stopped it. There we go. 10 minutes, 23 seconds left. Harmon in the backfield. Empty backfield. Now Dickman in motion. Fake the handoff. Harmon will keep it to the left side. He gets up past the 40 to the 42. Back to the line of scrimmage. And that brings up 4th and 2. The bad thing there is that's the same play we went for it on 3rd down last time. They're reading that on the fake play.
Right.
And you've got to change that to keep this defense from reading you constantly. So
Could they be selling?
You got to punt this ball.
Could they be selling out to expect Darson on that?
Oh, they absolutely are, and that's what I was saying earlier in the season. We saw a play where Darson faked running into the line and popped up and threw a quick pass to a slanting number 6.
4th and 2. Now some movement here as Jeremiah Phillips comes to the left side. 4th and 2, man in motion. Shotgun snap back. He'll hand it off this time to Dickman. He breaks it up, 45, and he's brought down. It looked like a face mask there that brought Dickman down, but he goes to the ground, but not before picking up a big first down.
Oh, that was huge. I got nervous there.
That was probably one of our biggest first downs of the entire season right there.
Drayden Dickman on the end around up to the 48-yard line.
I'm a vomit.
If you're going to spew in this.
Oh, I got nervous there. I thought for sure they had to punt that ball away. Just the way they've been running that ball.
Dickman, but I tell you what, and I love it now. The chain set, the clock runs. Inside 9 minutes left in the ball game. Now Moose offset to the right of Harmon in the shotgun. Man in motion is Dickman. He'll come all the way to the left side. Hand it off to Moose around the left side. Cuts back at the 50. Now he gets up to the 45. Drug forward. What a run there. A gain of 7 for the Moose and brings up 2nd and 3.
Just a knack.
Oh, he's just nasty.
Finding
yep.
The small little gaps to run through.
Number 9.
Just fresh legs, too.
David Mosey on the carry.
It's
It is
great.
not David Mosey. It is Moose. Sorry, I had to correct him. He gave me permission, gentlemen, at the coaches show that we call him the Moose.
I get it. I love it.
Moose in pistol formation. Now he'll move to the right side. 3 receivers right for the Eagles. They're at the 45 of Dripping Springs. Dickman in motion behind the line of scrimmage. Now he'll go back to the right side. Harmon, he'll hand it off to the Moose. He cuts it up 45-40, 35-30. Lays the man forward, 25 into the 24.
But they didn't call it.
What a job there as he ran over number 3 for the Tigers. That'll be Shell Hudson. He just got a face full of the Moose. Now the Moose down.
Cramp.
I hope it is just a cramp. What a run there by the Moose. He gets from the 45 into the 25 to the 24. A nice 21-yard run by the Moose.
Hey, it's good. Nice of that. The Dripping Springs trainer came out and started working on the cramps immediately, and you always like to see that. I mean, but I can't say enough how accommodating and courteous and just fun to be around these Dripping Springs staff has been. It's just great. I mean, even the guys that were cooking the hamburgers whenever we walked in were just great.
And salutations.
Yeah.
And, it's funny, at halftime I was standing back here talking to him. The longtime basketball coach, a lot of things around here are named after the Shelton family.
Right.
Poe Shelton coached my brother in high school basketball back in the 80s. He's here watching the game tonight. It's just seeing the history and the tradition of Dripping Springs, but it's always been that town to help the next man out, and they have been. The courtesy shown to us, the guy's cooking the burgers. I hope you guys are hungry. Well, no, but now I am again.
But he didn't give us one.
No, we'll have to talk to him after the game about that one. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Petter in motion. Harmon gets a shotgun snap, hands it off to Devin Ross, right up the middle to about the 22-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8. The clock runs inside 7:45 left in the ball game.
Let that clock keep going.
If we can keep it going, we can put the ball in the end zone here, then they have to have the ball twice without us putting any more points on the board with 7:30 and the clock running.
We've got to score here.
Oh, big drive.
This one is a nail. Not all of them, but a nail to get it started for sure.
7:20 left in the ball game. Fake the handoff. Harmon up to the left side, gets up inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. A gain of about 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 now.
That's one of the adjustments that Dripping Springs has made on those Darson keepers like that, because he's run them off to the left a bunch tonight. And they've done a good job of collapsing them and keeping them from being the big runs like he had earlier.
What do you got, Dave?
Just kind of a Doppler Dave comment. Even with this weather being in the 50s right now, you got to keep the fluids going with these young men and keep them hydrated.
Absolutely. Right. 3rd and 5 from the 19-yard line inside the red zone. Herman, shotgun snap. He'll hand it to Petter, and he's hit in the backfield, breaks a tackle. Back up inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line where he'll be spotted down there. A gain of 2 brings up 4th and 3 now.
Kelly, do we have a final in Cedar Park?
They went into overtime, and Buda Johnson scored. And they'll go back to that and try to get the update. 4th and 3.
David's making me care about something I don't want to care about.
The Eagles are going to go for it here. No field goal attempt. 4th and 3 from the 17-yard line. Got to get to the 14-yard line for the first down. Harmon has a receiver right, 1 left, 2 running backs in the backfield. Fake the handoff. He's going for the pass. He throws it near side. Dominguez has it. 10, 5. Touchdown, Georgetown. What a play by Marquise Dominguez. A great pass by Harmon. He put it only where Dominguez could catch it. He did, and then did the rest of the footwork down the near sideline. Touchdown, Georgetown.
What a great play call with the play action, which sucked everybody in. And then Dominguez did a great job out there.
You couldn't have – I mean, that second effort there to get that into the end zone, I mean, that was beautiful.
So we do have a final. Johnson, after the kick.
The Minutemen press extra point attempt by Carson Salcedo is good. Number 9 of the night, 9 for 9 for Salcedo. The Sauce on point tonight and puts the lead up to 14 for the Eagles, 63-49. 5:59, Kelly, and like you were saying, now 2 touchdowns a must for the Eagles in less than 6 minutes, and that's not for the Tigers, and that's not letting Georgetown get the ball back.
Right, and that's keeping Georgetown out of the end zone and having quick drives. Final, Johnson High School Jaguars 36, Cedar Park Timberwolves 42.
Whoa, the Timberwolves pull the upset. Wow, so now District 11 3-0 against District 12. I'm not saying that speak towards the competition and the schedule they had, but Coach talked about that. What have they played against? Yeah. But a great battle. Congrats to Cedar Park. They had a battle of a year. New coaching staff, and we say a new coaching staff. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Fans walking out of here on these Dripping Springs Tigers. I cannot believe it.
Yeah, there's plenty of time.
There is 6 minutes. They've scored 3 touchdowns in 35 seconds. And their fans are it's unbelievable. I'm going to be honest. I'm ashamed of my hometown crowd, the way they're leaving on these. They're quitting on these kids.
I guess the Surely they don't still think it's the third quarter.
I don't know.
On the scoreboard, it says the third quarter.
Watch this. Oh, I thought they had a little trickeration going.
5:59 left in the ball game. The Georgetown Eagles.
I see you squibbed this one really hard, not that little pooch kick.
I love what Javier Ortega has been doing. It's a floater. It's a little bit deeper. It lands at the 29. It's picked up there, taken to the far side,
watch it,
and
face
taken
mask.
down there. Tucker Griffin gets a tackle, drops a man at the 34-yard line. You know what? Kelson King, give him some credit, too. He helped the defender off the ground. Great sportsmanship there. They battled all the way through the play.
I thought during that battle there was going to be a flag thrown on him, but he went nice.
Me too, yeah.
1st and 10 for Dripping Springs at their own 34-yard line. They have 5 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the ball game, down by 14. You know they're going to go to the passing game. 3 receivers left. Now motion flips it. 2 receivers right. A tight end split off to the right side. Alford in the back. Novosad back to pass. He's looking to go deep, and he does down the middle of the field. He's got an opening, and he pulls it in inside the 25-yard line. It's going to be Kyle Cook again, the sophomore.
2 men on him, too. That kid is an athlete.
I'm going to tell you what, that quarterback has an amazing arm, but he has got some great receivers out there on that field as well. They have made some great catches tonight.
And his O-line gave him time to make that pass.
1st and 10 Tigers.
You're right, Wally. They can score quick.
Novosad back to pass again. Goes to the far side. The ball is caught. There.
Yeah.
They're going to call it a catch inside the 15, down to the 13. It's a gain of 10 and enough for another first down. Not sure who he completed it to, but quickly back to the line. 5:25 left in the ball game. Novosad now a false start. That's got to be a false start there on the Tigers. That'll back them up 5 yards. 2 linemen jump there.
How important is it, that early lead we got out to right now?
Oh, Dave. Yes.
False start against the Tigers.
False start on the Tigers. That'll back them up 5 yards. Boys, the Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club scoring drive summary. The last drive, 14 plays, 90 yards, 6 minutes and 46 seconds off the clock, capped off by the 17-yard touchdown pass from Darson Harmon to Marquise Dominguez. So now we have 1st and 15 from the 17-yard line of Georgetown. Novosad in the backfield. Alford off to his left side. He'll hand it off to Alford. He makes a man miss at the 15. Gets up to the 10. His legs cut out from under him. He was down. Now the whistle comes in. A good job of continuing the play there by the defense. Number 24, DeNova. He made sure when Alford kind of got back up that he didn't let him get away. And now it'll be 2nd down and about 7.
And the clock is moving.
Not fast enough.
Moving, yep.
2nd and 7 from the 9-yard line of Georgetown.
Overthrows it out of the end zone.
That pass incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7 now for the Tigers. And you know every play here, 4th downs are a must for the Tigers.
Yep.
They're down 14, 4:38 left in the ball game. They've moved quickly down the field. They started the possession at 5:55 on the clock, just under a minute and a few seconds off the clock. And we mute Dave a little bit. With the band rearing on the far side. Novosad, shotgun snap, fakes the handoff. Quick pass out to the left side at the 10-yard line. Cuts it back to the 5. Knocked down. What a tackle there by the Eagle defense.
Big 4th down.
Bring up 4th down, boys.
Woo, big 4th down.
4th and 2. 4th and 2 from the 6.
4th down, 3.
They mark him 4th and 3 from the 5. The Tigers are going to go for it. The clock's still running. 4 minutes left. They're taking their time. It's surprising.
I love it.
We love it up here, but I'm kind of surprised. Man in motion. Novosad back to pass. He's being pressured. He's going to fire to the end zone and wide open.
God, that was a hold.
And it's a touchdown. No flag on the play, and the Tigers scored.
So, 3:52, a long, sustained drive.
Well, you got to watch for the onside kick. You know it's coming now. They have to.
They have to, but our hands team's going to go out there. But If we get the ball, if we could just convert, and go to round 2, knock on wood.
2 minutes, 3 seconds on the drive. The Tigers, extra point attempt by Walker Wright is good. And it's a 7-point ball game again. 63-56. The Eagles lead it. We're going to take a timeout.
119 points on the board.
And be right back with more Eagle football on SHN.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Champion. The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Champion.
Come back from the quick timeout. The kicker, Javier Ortega, set to kick off. You expect the onside kick here from the Tigers. And he'll launch a deep one. He's going to make him go deep. But the benefit for the Eagles is that's a longer field and more time to take off the clock as they'll get it 1st and 10 at their own 25 with 3:52 left in the ball game.
Yeah, and that's the difference. On a kickoff, if it goes out of the end zone, it comes out to 25. On a punt, it comes out to 20.
So the Eagles will have their 6th possession of the second half. And an opportunity here. You have another possession, a couple of first downs. Now, the thing is, both teams have all 3 timeouts. And so Coach Zimmerman has saved them. Both teams have. And in a game like this, it comes down to pay off for you. But it's going to be important to pick up first downs for the Eagles here to help bleed those timeouts. One man in the backfield, left side of Harmon, and they're going to hand it off to the Moose. He waits for a gap, hits it forward, goes past the 25. He'll be back to the line. No, they're going to count him forward. I thought he was back further.
I did too.
I saw a man go down. He gets up to the 27-yard line, make it the 28-yard line, a gain of 3.
Well, Dripping Springs is going to sell their soul out on the run right now. They have to take some chances to try to stop one of these drives, to stop this drive.
So you're going to get a lot of man-to-man coverage.
If Georgetown gets the first down, then Dripping Springs has to start calling timeouts.
Yep.
Now Dominguez goes to the right side.
Burn all that clock.
2nd and 7, 3:15 on the clock, and it's running. 2 running backs in the backfield, offside of Harmon. Handed to Devin Ross. He goes to the right side, around the end. Dances at the 30, makes a man miss.
That's what we needed. That's what we needed.
And a first down for the Georgetown Eagles. Devin Ross, the senior running back, with the big run.
Might possibly be a hold out there on the edge by Dominguez, I think.
Mute Dave, please. I don't want to hear that. Mute Dave.
3:04 left in the ball game. Coach Griffin.
I don't know why they hadn't called it all night. So,
Coach Griffin out talking to him. Oh, now they're going to pick the flag and back it up to about the 35-yard line. So we'll see what they call here. A nice run there by senior running back number 32, Devin Ross.
That's a big hold.
Oh,
big penalty. Big penalty.
35 goes back to the 25. So we'll look for the call. I wish the microphone worked.
It's the right call. I mean, I saw the hold, but.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Has the ball spotted on the 25-yard line. 2nd down.
Run clock.
So the clock starts back up. 2nd and 10 from the 25. After the hold. Handed off to Petter around the right side. He cuts back on the 25, 30, 35, 40. He cuts back, runs, makes a man miss. Midfield 45. What a first down run for Andrew Petter into Dripping Springs territory. And here comes Coach Zimmerman down to the near side official. He's going to have to start working these timeouts, and the Eagles are going to have to start burning this clock a little more. 2:35 left here in the ball game. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line of Dripping Springs. Eagles taking their time.
I think they're going to have to call a timeout after this play, regardless of the outcome of this play.
2:20 left on the clock. 10 seconds on the down clock. Harmon going to take all the time he can Shotgun snap back. He'll hand it off to the Moose. Down to the right side. He gets up to about the 40-yard line before he's pushed backwards. He'll get the 39 on the spot and a timeout by Coach Zimmerman. So it'll be 2nd and 8 from the 39-yard line of Dripping Springs after the carry there by the Moose.
Protect the football. Stay in bounds.
And so we'll take a quick timeout with them here in just a second. Dripping Springs burns their first timeout. They have 2 remaining. 2:09 left in the ball game. A 7-point lead for Georgetown, and they have it 2nd and 8 from the Dripping Springs 38-yard line. Back in just a minute with more Eagle football on SHN. Out of the timeout. 2:09 left in the ball game. 63-56. The Eagles lead it by 7. 2nd and 8 from the 39 of Dripping Springs. Herman in the shotgun snap. Fake the handoff. Keeps it up the middle. Up past the 40 to the 35. Inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. Make it 3rd and 3 for the Eagles, and a timeout by Dripping Springs.
That almost went horribly wrong because that snap came back right when Petter got to Darson. Darson did a good job of holding on to the football.
Darson picks up 5 on the carry. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 34-yard line of Dripping Springs. One more first down for the Eagles. May do it, boys. If they pick it up here, they'll stop it to set the chains.
Our strength.
And they'll start it back.
Our strength is our offense this year, and it's been an absolute pleasure to watch this offense.
Yeah.
Oh, they've saved this. That was it.
And I tell you what, and the question at the beginning of the year was the offensive line. And these boys have just kicked some major butt.
And not being huge and giant. They've just played well together.
3rd and 3.
Give it to the Moose, and let's get this first down.
3rd and 3 from the 34-yard line. Back to Herman. He'll fake the handoff. The ball's on the ground. And Dripping Springs fell on it. He held it too long in the belly of the running back, tried to pull it out, and the ball hits the ground.
4th down. We got back on it.
And the Eagles get lucky.
Thank God.
Run the clock. It's 4th down. Let's go. The clock starts back now. Zimmerman will take his final timeout. Dripping Springs' final timeout called with 1:53 left in the ball game.
There should be about 7 seconds less on that clock.
Georgetown has the ball. They fell on the fumble. And now it's going to be 4th and 4 from the 35-yard line.
Oh.
From the 35-yard line.
Sorry about getting a little excited with the mic there, guys.
Darson,
Dave, I get it, buddy.
Darson waited too long to try to pull that football back out. He saw something off to his right, and it was there, but you can't wait that long to make a decision, and that was almost really costly.
I thought it was Petter that put it on the ground.
Well, the run was away from you. Darson put it in his stomach, but then decided to pull it out at the last minute. And so it could have come out of Petter's arms or Darson's hands at the same time. But it was a late kind of a pullback.
Oh, this is it, gentlemen.
4th and 4 from the 35-yard line. They've got to get to the 31-yard line of Dripping Springs for the first down. No more timeouts. Shotgun snap back to Herman. He's going to pass. He throws it. It's batted down, and Dripping Springs will get the ball at their own 35-yard line with 1:50 left in the ball game.
Wow.
I'm surprised we didn't run
Number 4's third time to bat that down.
Yep.
That was 7 that got that one.
Same play on all of those bats as well.
No, it wasn't. It was 4.
That was 4.
Yep.
And that is going to be Mr. Cook. Parker Cook, the senior linebacker, with another batted pass. And here it is, boys. 1:50 left in the ball game.
No timeouts. You can't let anybody get behind you.
Nope.
Or out of bounds.
1st and 10 from their own 35. Shotgun snap, Nova side going, passes to the far side. It's caught about the 45, 46-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 44-yard line. He'll be short of a first down. It'll be 2nd and 1 now for the Tigers. Nova side back to pass. He's pressured. He's going to heave it up the far sideline, and it's a battle for it. It's overthrown out of bounds. You can't call a flag there.
Nope. If anything, offensive.
Great job on that defender to turn around and get his helmet turned around on that one.
Yeah, he needed to turn. I was wondering.
3rd and 1 from the 44-yard line. Dripping Springs has to score to keep it alive here in the ball game. 1:26 left in the game. Novosad back. Pressure right up the middle. He's got to ditch it. It's a screen to Alford. He's hit right at the 45, but it's going to be enough for a first down. What a play there. A.J. Bradshaw read it and took down Alford. Ball's going to get set and the clock back running. Start the clock, 1:17, and the clock's rolling. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Novosad gets a shotgun snap. Pressure being applied. A chop block there. He's going to go to the far sideline. He throws it up. Offensive pass interference. You don't throw a flag if you're not going to throw it on him.
There you go.
And what a job by Leo Diaz to break it up. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. 1:05 left in the ballgame. Of course, they're going for the sophomore sensation, Kyle Cook. On the far sideline, the sophomore sensation, Leo Diaz, with the breakup.
Georgetown calls a timeout.
The clock was stopped, so you got to give Coach credit there. Take the timeout. That's your first of the half. But do you save them to be careful if Dripping Springs were to score?
I think you've got them all in your pocket. Take one and get your defense focused and get them, visit with your defense right now.
Well, let me tell you something. That was incredible coverage right there. That breakup of that pass may just be key to this ball game.
Boy, what a ball game. What a ball game. Hey, and tip of the cap to Dripping Springs for fighting back.
Oh, my goodness. You knew.
They go down big, and you knew they were coming back.
Man,
you knew they were.
We talked about it all night. We have got to score every time we get the football because this team is not going to stop coming.
Nope.
2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Tigers from their own 45-yard line. 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining in the ball game. 63-56. The Tigers trail by 7. They have it and have to go 55 yards to tie it up. Novosad, shotgun snap, back to him at the 40. He drops back deep. He's looking to pass. He comes to the near sideline. Catch made at the 41 in territory, and he's taken down inbounds by Sams. Stop it to set the chains. They'll move it forward. 59 seconds left in the ball game. 1st and 10 for Dripping Springs at the 42-yard line of Georgetown. Clock going again. 50 seconds remaining. Dripping Springs has it. 1st and 10. Snap back to Novosad. Pressure being applied. He's going to sling it to the near side, or the far side. It's caught about the 30, taken up to the 25. Keep battling, and the clock keeps running. Stopped at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Why is the clock stopped?
Clock stops to set the chains. 40 seconds remaining. Chains get set. 38 seconds and running. Tigers get set. 33 seconds and counting. Novosad will get the snap with 29 seconds on the clock, make it 28. Fake the handoff. He's going to the near side, taking a shot at the end zone, not even close. Throws it out of bounds, but a smart play there. You don't get it picked off, and you kill the clock with 24 seconds. 2nd and 10 from the Georgetown 26.
I'm as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, man. Good night.
Way to set off Cackle and Dave on the sideline. So the Tigers will call it out here. Novosad will be in the shotgun. 2nd and 10 from the 26-yard line of Georgetown. 24 seconds remaining in the ball game. Novosad, shotgun snap. He's looking near side. He's going to throw it to the near side. A man open, catches it, goes out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. The clock will stop. 19 seconds remaining.
If they score here, I bet you money they'll go for 2.
And Coach Griffin is going to take his second time out here. 63-56. A 7-point lead for the Eagles. 19 seconds remaining. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. The chains are down. You have to score. There is no first downs. You only have 19 seconds. 4 shots to the end zone for the Tigers.
I'm going to tell you right now, I give credit where credit's due. We want to win this football game, but this pass and catch football team at Dripping Springs is really, really good.
Now you know why Novosad had over 3,000 yards passing.
Absolutely.
Many weapons there. That time he hit number 11, Noah Lawyer. He's hit several receivers. He's hit Sams, Cook, Alford out of the backfield, Luke Hudson, at Lawyer, Walker Wright.
He spreads it all around. There's no favorites. I mean, he just finds an open guy and gets it there.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. 3 receivers left, 2 right for the Tigers. Empty backfield. Novosad will get the shotgun snap. He drops back. Pressure applied. Quick pass. Picked off. Interception. Oh, the Eagles picked it off.
We get it back.
In the end zone. Oh, my gosh.
Wow!
He can't believe it.
Woo! Novosad gets picked off in the end zone. The Tigers are going to fall to your Georgetown Eagles with 13 seconds remaining. The interception. Oh, my goodness. What a play.
This is where I would love to have instant replay because I want
Who got the interception?
All night he's been picking them apart.
Just jumped the route.
Trying to see who it was that picked it off.
So we've got a flag, I think, for some unsportsmanlike.
It'll be taunting, but
yeah.
Okay.
At this point, Wally, who cares, right?
They have no timeouts. You kneel it one time and the ball game's over. Just don't kneel it in the end zone. Half the distance to the goal. Get up under center and take the snap and take a knee, and the ball game is over. There is no way this is Dripping Springs ball.
Dave, what's going on down there? Can you tell?
I cannot tell what's going on. I wish I could hear that mic.
Penalty marks off half the distance.
No, it's Georgetown's ball. This ball game is over, folks. The Georgetown Eagles came on the road and beat the undefeated Dripping Springs Tigers 63-56. Oh, my goodness. What a play. And we talked about the passing offense of Dripping Springs, but what a job to read it and make the interception in the end zone to wrap it up. The knee taken. And that's going to be the ball game, folks.
Let's go, Georgetown Eagles.
The Georgetown Eagles are going to the area playoffs. Next week, we'll figure who are they playing again, Dave or Kelly?
It's going to be, I forgot. I'll check it out. Hang on.
And listen to the band play the fight song. We're going to mute the mics except for Dave's.
Fort Bend Hightower.
Boys, I tell you what, I'm at a loss for words other than this Georgetown Eagle football team performed the best I've seen them all year.
Yes.
The defense, when they had to have it, stepped up, and what an interception in the end zone. He brought it out to about the 8-yard line and dove on it and ended it for the Tigers. Their season comes to an end, 10-1 overall. And in the bi-district, I think, Dave, isn't this fair to say we return the favor?
I believe so. They got us last year. We got them this year. So
and they did it on, I think, the last drive of the ball game.
Yeah.
And they won it 49-42. And on the last drive of the ball game this year, the Georgetown Eagles make an interception and close this game out. What a ball game. We talked about it. What was the difference? Turnovers and special teams. And dadgummit, if the last play of the game, second to last play of the game, wasn't a turnover, and the Eagles are beneficiaries, they win the turnover battle 2-1. And
Guys,
what a celebration for these players.
We're going to try and catch Coach Griffin here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He got ice, and it's cold down there, but I know this. He doesn't care how cold it is right now.
Coach Griffin, how about that defense?
How about it? Big stop at the end of the game. That's what it's all about.
What a great game. What offense. Hats off to you and your coaching staff for getting off for a big lead there that held this game.
Yeah, hats off to our kids. I mean, they came out and executed the game plan, just what they're supposed to do. Fired up about them and what they're able to do. I'm proud of these seniors.
Congratulations, Coach. Eagle Fight never dies.
Eagle Fight never dies.
We love you, Coach.
We go to 6-5 on the year, boys, but none bigger than this one. You know what? This makes me feel a lot better about some of those 4-point losses to come in and beat an undefeated Dripping Springs Tiger team, and hats off to this team.
Hey.
This is an impressive football team, and they have a lot of youth. Their quarterback, Austin Novosad, will be back as a senior. Their receiver, the animal, Kyle Cook, will be back. He's a sophomore. What a great football team, but what a great performance by these Eagles.
Well, and for the Eagles to come in here with a great crowd on both sides of the field, but a big Dripping Springs crowd, for them to come in here and beat the number 6 ranked team in the state in their house in the first round of the playoffs.
Can I tell you something? I've been looking over there, and I guarantee there's some Georgetown Eagle fans that go, God, I wish I would have went to that ball game.
I know.
You know what I mean? So here we go, folks. Next week, who we playing again, Kelly?
Fort Bend Hightower.
And we don't know where that's going to be yet?
Nah, that'll be a neutral site.
Come on, folks. Come on, Georgetown Eagle fans. Come out there with us, and let's support. This is a good Eagle football team, and they showed that tonight.
Gentlemen, the Georgetown Eagles, unofficially for me, in my stats, the Georgetown Eagles just over 500 yards of offense. The class act as they come back on the field to support the Dripping Springs Tigers in their alma mater and their fight song. As I listen in, as I love it's the memories I have of playing in the Dripping Springs Tiger band so many years ago, and listening to the fight song in the alma mater. But I tell you what, hats off to this Dripping Springs Tiger team. Coach Zimmerman has a well-coached, awesome football team. But this,
Guys,
you've got to give credit to Coach Griffin.
Can you get the camera down here where I'm at, about the 50-yard line? Coach Griffin's got this gold ball here. It's fixing to be some celebration.
We're working towards it there at the 50-yard line. Try to zoom in on Coach Griffin. And he said right now, boys, it's all about gold footballs. And dadgummit, if as Dave turns off the field mic on us.
Turn the field mic on, Dave.
They gather around Coach Griffin just above the 50-yard line there as the gold ball, the by-district champion trophy, is handed to Coach Griffin and his staff. We'd like to bring it to you live, but Doppler Dave bails on us and turns the mic off right at the crucial point. You see the gold ball in the air, Kelly. The players gathering around and just, hats off. Darson Harmon, what a great game. Orchestrating an offensive juggernaut tonight. That, like we talked about at the beginning of the game, though, had Dripping Springs in an offense like this? And I think the answer is very simplistic. No, they have not. No. And Darson Harmon orchestrated many drives. I think none bigger to me, boys, is the 6-minute, 46-second drive that went 90 yards. That was huge after the block there, the illegal block they called on Marquise Dominguez, and it started us at 1st and 10 at our own 10-yard line, and the Eagles drove down in just over 6.5 minutes and took 14 plays. That was a difference maker.
That last 6-minute drive is exactly what Dave was saying. We got to have one of those, and that pretty much sealed it, and we had to hold, and we had to get that interception. But that 6-minute drive, you're right, Wally, was the key to this second half.
And what credit do you give the kids?
Oh, a ton of credit.
A 6-minute, 46-second drive that went 90 yards. Your back is in the own shadow of your own goalpost, and you're at a pivotal point where you've got to score, and you drove 90 yards. That's impressive.
Yeah, it is. And, Dripping Springs could have quit. You knew they wouldn't. Yeah. Came back, turned this into a great ball game. If you like offensive football, this was it tonight because wasn't a lot of defense, but there was one defensive play at the end of the game, and the Eagles made it.
Offense stepped up, didn't turn the ball over tonight. Defense stepped up and got the win with a turnover. And Josh, that's the way you make up for the week before.
And Josh, you book in the second half.
Yes.
The first drive for the Tigers started off, the second play, a snap over Novosad's head, and the Eagles recovered at the 18-yard line and punched it in for a touchdown. The last play that the Dripping Springs Tigers ran on offense was an interception in their own end zone. 10 yards away from tying this ball game up under 19 seconds.
And probably, like Kelly said, going for two because that's just kind of team they are.
Yeah, why not?
And that confidence, that's right.
And that's kind of what I was thinking whenever they're driving down and go, it's going to come to whether or not we can stop the 2-point conversion, but
because in
happened
high school
that.
the ties when you're in overtime and it's so close. I mean, it's just so easy. And so, boy, I tell you what, Georgetown Eagles come through tonight.
Now, boys, broaden the picture. District 11 went 4-0 in by-district.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
2 teams you expected to win at home last night, Manor and Weiss, and they did it. They took care of business. 2 teams that no one expected to go on the road and win against the district champions and the second place, 1-loss Buda-Johnson Jaguars, and they both lost on their own home fields.
Yes, sir.
That says a lot for District 11.
It really does. And then Georgetown comes in and beats an undefeated 50-point-a-game football team. We can, you know what? Hey, I'm not one game at a time, but this is going to be a fun little playoff drive. If they play like they played tonight.
Exactly. Weiss plays the winner of the Manville Mavericks and the Beaumont United Timberwolves. We'll see if Kelly can find out.
Is Hightower.
That is who we play.
Oh,
Thanks
okay.
for listening in. Weiss.
I'm trying to take care of some stuff here.
Plays the winner of the Manville Mavericks.
I love y'all's banter. I'm not going to be able to hang with that next week. I'm just going to agree with everything you say, I promise, Wally.
Beaumont United Timberwolves and the Manville Mavericks play tonight. Their winner plays against Weiss next week. Manor will play Katy Pytow, who defeated Galveston Ball, the Golden Tornadoes, last night 54-0. Cedar Park will play either Friendswood Mustangs or the Angleton Wildcats. And Georgetown will play the Fort Bend Hightower Hurricanes. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Port Arthur Memorial Titans got beat. And so those 2 teams, 8-2 overall, 7-1 and 6-1 in district.
Who was the team you were wanting to know?
Manville Mavericks and the Beaumont United Timberwolves. That is who the winner of that winner will play the Weiss Wolves. And so all 4 teams, all teams from District 11 alive, boys, in the area playoffs next week. Unfortunately, Kelly will be on the road in Nashville, Tennessee. Wow, the Manville Mavericks beat the Beaumont United Timberwolves 56-0.
Woo!
You know what? And it's surprising as I look back at their records. Manville 7-1 in district, 8-2 overall. Beaumont United 4-6 on the year, 4-3 in district play. But you look at that.
Yeah.
Georgetown was 4-3 in district play. Cedar Park was 4-3 in district play, and they took out the first and second place teams of District 12 in the by-district round of the playoffs. What an impressive stat to put out there, as all 4 of the District 11 playoff teams move forward to the area round. This is where it gets even funner, boys.
Yeah.
2 teams win next week. They start to face each other.
That's right.
In the next round of the playoffs. And so an opportunity for the Georgetown Eagles to celebrate this. You enjoy it tonight, and it's over. You get ready for next week, the area playoffs that the senior class is going to get to enjoy. But remember, we are looking for help. We have to go through Bally Sports to bring this to you. Thanks to the Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club. They make it possible for us to air it through their website. But we need your help. Sponsorship, please help us out. KellyDSHN@gmail.com. Help us out any way you can. The Booster Club has been there for us the whole time, but we will bring you the game live next week, Thursday or Friday, Saturday. We don't know yet. As soon as we hear it, it'll get tweeted out from Coach Griffin. The Football Booster Club will tweet it out here at SHN Sports.
If it's Thursday, I'm in.
Yeah. So Kelly's hoping for a Thursday game.
That's it.
If it's Friday or Saturday, Kelly will be out. Josh Harris will be back in the booth with us. Dave is
I'm coming back either way. Whatever night you need me, I'm here.
I'm sorry, Georgetown Fire Department. Dave may be sick next week. I'll let you know shortly. But no matter
I'm about
what.
to stab him in his belly button.
Yes.
He may get a second round of COVID. But, guys, we just we wrap it up with what an impressive game. This Dripping Spring Tiger team is an amazing team, and their future is bright.
Hats off to y'all. Great game.
I tell you what, I haven't been as impressed with one receiver all year than I was with Kyle Cook.
Yeah, he was amazing.
That sophomore animal is going to be fun to watch, the numbers he puts up for Dripping Springs. Especially you bring back the quarterback Novosad next year, that team gets to go again. That combination.
Well,
and
with the district realignments, we may wind up in a district with Dripping Springs.
And Liberty Hill. And you think of what could be around.
Eastview may be in there too, because they're actually bigger than Georgetown now with the numbers the UIL is going to use. So realignment's coming in February.
We wrap it up here live from Dripping Springs, Texas, 63-56. The Georgetown Eagles upset the undefeated Dripping Springs Tigers at Dripping Springs. What a night of football. Thanks for joining us live here on SHN Sports. Thanks again to the Dripping Springs Tigers and the facilities and all the personnel. They have been top-notch and super welcoming and helpful, and we appreciate their hospitality. Enjoy the night, guys. Thanks for joining us live here on SHN Sports. We will be back next week. We'll have the Coaches Show Wednesday night. We're going to keep it alive as long as we go in the playoffs with Coach Chuck Griffin. But remember one thing, like I always like to end it, guys, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night.